18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks. Hot herd buff cowboys, their cocks throbbing hard. 18 more wild cowboys out in the yard. Big bulging cocks ever so hard. Orgy in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks, ram and cowboy butt, like a breed of ram wanting to rut. Big herd throbbing cocks, getting sucked real deep. Cowboys even getting fucked in their sleep. Ram Ranch, it rocks. Cowboys love big herd throbbing cocks. "18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks." Hot herd buff cowboys, their cocks throbbing hard. 18 more wild cowboys out in the yard. Big bulging cocks ever so hard. Orgy in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks, ram and cowboy butt, like a breed of ram wanting to rut. "18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch. Big herd throbbing cocks wanting to be sucked. 18 naked cowboys wanted to be fucked. Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cocks. Ram Ranch really rocks." Big herd throbbing cocks, getting sucked real deep. Cowboys even getting fucked in their sleep. Ram Ranch, it rocks. Cowboys love big herd throbbing cocks.
Alright everybody, it's time for the interview. We've all been waiting for this. The day has finally happened. We're getting into this. I'm super excited to introduce Grant. We finally have him. We're ready to go. And here's going to be the interview. This is going to be a super awesome time. We're definitely going to do this. And this should be an interesting night. So all proceeds are going to be going to the American Red Cross Proceeds Charity for the Hurricane Harvey relief. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. We're going to definitely go deep into Grant's mind. And we're going to get some questions answered. Just be super excited about this. I'm super stoked to have you guys here. Let's get this started. Alright guys, so let's get this started. How's everybody doing tonight? My name's Greg, or Grog of Duty for short. You guys know me. We got a huge idol here with us tonight. All of this is going to be for the support down in Houston for the Hurricane Harvey relief. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. I got a couple of my buddies here. I got Tom, aka Childish House, with us for this interview. And I got the man of the hour, Grant Macdonald, the creator of all of this huge process and project known as Ram Ranch. Where you at, Grant?
Hey guys, I'm ever so honored. I consider Houston, Texas, when I put a $4 billion oil deal together on Wall Street. So my heart goes out to everybody in Texas, and I could not have met better people than the people of Texas. I've been through Dallas, going, I was in Houston going to Mardi Gras, going east, and I've been in Dallas going west through El Paso and Texas and the oil industry. Houston motivated the Getty Reserve deal on Wall Street. And when Texaco took over Getty, it earned the shareholders $4 billion, and it gave me the foundation for my music. And as Greg and Tom have allowed me to use this platform, excuse me, not only to help the guys and people of Texas through the Red Cross, but also to stand up for our corner, our quarter. And, you know, I'm just honored to have come through UCLA, to have lived with Professor Levine, a law grad from Boston. And gee whiz, it gave me my foundation for music after being a multimillionaire at 22 in real estate, putting my oil deal together in New York. And then as Tom and Greg have succinctly allowed me, which I discussed last night, my 3-point element of where Ram Ranch came from. And that is, as a kid from PEI, gee whiz, I figured, okay, country music was such a huge part of my upbringing, with my grandfather playing the fiddle and my grandmother playing the organ. I figured, okay, country western music. So I put together Best Friend Jake, sent it down to Nashville, and they refused to play it because it was between two guys, but they would take a donation to their church. So I figured, gee whiz, so then I put together Lumps of Boy in Tennessee, so I wanted someday to be like Dolly, you know, gee whiz, and they wouldn't play that. So then came Cadillac Riding Cowboy, Gulfstream Jet on the Runway gets us where we want to go, Previs and tractor trailers in tow. So I just figured I told Nashville where to go, and that begat Ram Ranch and the Cowboys. So you guys have been with me for the days of Jockstrap Cowboys, and I am honored and thrilled to be here with some of the most brilliant techies in the world, Greg and Tom and the boys. So
awesome.
Ask away.
Awesome.
Away.
I'm so glad to have you here, and, you know, thank you for taking your time out of the busy schedule that I know you have with all the different songs that you've created, just so we can get a, you know, a little bit of an understanding of how much music you've actually created, you know, all that fine art. How many albums have you made, and how many songs would you say you'd reckon at?
I have 200 CDs out, up at iTunes and Amazon. My first one was $1 billion. I earned the It's $1 billion. The way they treat me, it really sucks. So the rappers have allowed me to get in the door of the music industry. So we got to pay homage to the rappers, because if it weren't for the hood, if it weren't for the brotherhood that opened the door for us white guys like Beastie Boys or whoever, or Eminem, we wouldn't be where we are. So it's the rap corner that allowed us in the door. So
definitely,
you know, yeah. So
definitely.
country came about, and the frat element, and then I decided, okay, I'm going to make my music a little edgy because I want to do something that I have fun with. So you know, the Cowboys came along, you know, whoa. So and what else could I say? Whoa. Jockstrap Cowboys. Hey, Shucks, Luke, you sure are hung.
Hi guys.
What's going on, Tom?
I have a soda.
Hey, I'm just having a coffee because I don't drink, and you know, like coffee's my love, so I don't drink alcohol. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey. So I'm just having my coffee.
Awesome.
Boys. But I'm just honored to be here talking with someone, you know, like it's amazing, you know, like some of the fans who say, dude, I can't go to sleep at night unless I listen to one of your songs, man.
I mean, it definitely sounds like you got some dedicated people with you here. When did all of this, when did this whole project start? What year?
Okay, 2000, I put out $1 billion. Earned against the $1 billion, the way they treat me, it really sucks. So I get in the door through rap. So 17 years, I put out 200 CDs. Whoa. And through that process of, you know, like fist fucking Prince Harry, you know, butt fucked in Africa, the whole frat element, the whole cowboy element, you know, the Cowboys are the romantics, the frat boys, edgy guys. So I kind of go back and forth and then become centered with the Cowboys, you know, because the Cowboys love each other, you know, and it's with some of the lyrics, you know, gee, the one about the barn, you know, like the guy leaves the barn, but his shadow remains on the wall. And then he comes back again and holds the cowboy in his arms. So there's so much love and compassion with the Cowboys. But the frat boys allows that edginess, the pledge boys, down in the floor, you fucking whore. You know, whoa, give me a break.
Now let me ask you, Grant. When do you when do you decide that kind of topic is done? Like when do you decide to move on
That's
from like
exactly
the Cowboys?
it. See what I mean? It's a three-element corner, and that is you go to the frat element, and then you go into the cowboy element, and now I'm into the biker boy element. You know,
Definitely.
because, yeah. So it provides that edginess, you know, like the biker boys, you know. Whoa! So it's so much fun. This is what it is. I'm just having so much fun doing it, you know.
Definitely.
And the technology aspects. See, I'm Scorpio like kids, so I grasp all this technology, add my creativity, write down my lyrics, record it, structure it just like, you know, I score my movie. I'll lay down my tracks just like I did with that song I dedicated to you guys today, the Grog Boys.
Great song, fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. At some point, we're definitely going to link that down. I know it's through SoundCloud, so if you guys want to check the single that Grant decided to dedicate to all the Grog Boys, everybody in this channel, you know, feel free. We're going to get that out to you guys because it definitely is a masterpiece.
And check this out. I just recorded it over the past several hours, so it just went up to SoundCloud. It will be up at iTunes by Wednesday. Grog Boys, Grog Boys. So
Definitely.
It's dedicated to Greg and Tom and all the tech wizards that are out there making the web a better place, because the Game Boys are hauling this whole World Wide Web through the universe, demanding that it works better, you know, with terabytes and, you know, speed and megahertz beyond. You know, you guys are the space travelers that are demanding that the internet and the web works perfectly. So you guys deserve so much respect, the Game Boys.
Definitely, definitely. And it's crazy, too. It's just, it's one of those things where, you know, you have all of your different aspects. You know, you got your cowboys, you have your biker boys, and then you have, you know, your university boys. And it's just, it's crazy. Now, where would you say that the Cowboys came in first place?
Excuse me. Actually, you know, the frat boys came first.
Okay.
The frat boys, well, of course, $1 billion came first. Earned the Gettys $1 billion. So that was a corporate motivation to get back at the Gettys. I earned the Getty shareholders $4 billion based on the Texaco takeover. And the Gettys basically gave me a David Spade, meaning they just said, oh, and you are, after my Harvard undergrad attorney presented my bill for measly $6,400,000. But ultimately, I was a multi-millionaire out to Hollywood and put this big oil deal together. So I went out to Hollywood to get into the movie industry. And as I say to my mom and dad, you know, that's where I ended up. So I never went out there for the money per se. And I put this big oil deal together as the best banker in New York, the Getty Reserve deal that made the Wall Street Journal, Fortune, and Forbes. So it gave me the platform for my first CD, $1 billion. So, hey, it gave me so much, and it opened the door for my music career. So I got so much out of it. So it's just, you know, a full circle. It's just like a Charles Dickens and Tolkien story. The train clicks along in the darkness.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
Yeah, so I'm thrilled to be where I am. So,
most definitely. It's crazy that, you know, over all these years, you know, you've created as much content as you have and just everything in general to just bring people from all around the world together with your music. It's crazy.
Well, not only that, it stands up every time I cover it out there or the lyrics. It stands up to show that there's cool guys that want to embrace their buddy and whisper in their ear that I love you and push you up against a horse barn, the post in the horse barn, and tell you, you know, and fall into your heart with all of the above. You know,
fuck you up against the horse barn.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Fucking right. Yeah. Take this big hard cock deep down your throat, you know. Fucking so all of that edginess, that edginess that we have the privilege of recording and to do. So, you know, it's pushed the envelope, and I'm just so thrilled to be able to do it. You know, I told this story to guys last night, and that's just, you know, a couple doors down from me. You know, like Oren lived there with their little boy Zen, so he heard I was in the music industry. He says, yeah, my brother is one of the big executives of Live Nation. And then for several weeks later, he says, yeah, he was the manager of Beyonce, and Jay-Z fired him, and now he's the head of Def Jam Records in New York City. So relay your stuff to New York. And Def Jam Records is owned by Universal, so I have the opportunity to sign with Def Jam Records, but I like the fact that I can record what I want to. So I'm financially well off enough to record what I want without asking an executive in the office down the hall if it's okay to release it. So I got here on my own, say, with the help of my fans and the motivation and appreciation of all the techies like you guys. So I am happy with just cruising through the universe the way that I'm doing it. So it gives me my freedom.
Definitely, definitely. And the nice part about it is, too, not being on one of those big sign-offs where, you know, you have to give your cut to someone else and you're able to just produce what you like and make it your own. And that's the great part about what you have. Exactly.
It's like you guys being on Twitch right now.
Definitely.
You guys being able to speak the way you want to. Like, you don't have to worry about, you know, exactly. So I am honored to have come through the UCLA level and Wall Street. And I've been to Nashville and Memphis and all through those wonderful cities with such great people. But knowing what happened in Texas is pretty riveting. So, you know, like I went through the French Quarter and I passed that dome stadium per se, you know, like in New Orleans. And I saw what happened with Katrina with all those poor people in those attics. And, you know, Mayor Honoré, or General Honoré right down there, Trump and the boys are realizing that this is a catastrophe down there, and it could cost a $250 billion.
Oh, yeah, definitely. With all the damage and everything that's going on, crazy.
Yeah, but the hardship of the people. The hardship of the people. So, and not only that, gas prices are going up across the globe because of it, but the heartache. The heartache that has occurred down there is just beyond comprehension. Like, you know, 100,000 homes destroyed with flooding, and, you know, people that are displaced without power. So, you know, if anybody out there, you know, can donate to the Red Cross, my bank has already donated $10,000 to the Red Cross for it to go down there. So, you know, like anything that you could, because sometimes, you know, like it's like Drake just threw in $100,000, you know. And, you know, some great Canadians have done that, you know, like, and offered. So it's kind of something that even though, you know, like we think that, and of course we know that Nashville and country music has taken, it's a shame to see religion has taken advantage of catastrophes. Of course, you know, like, oh, well, gee, was God on a vacation this weekend or what, or this week? So that's why I don't believe in any of that stuff. I've got, you know, a big book out there called Holy Faux, HOLYFAUX, and I just debunked Leviticus to Deuteronomy to the Torah. So, you know, we have one life to live.
I saw that listed on your Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We have one life to live, and we got to appreciate every day and treat each other with love and compassion.
Definitely.
So that's where my music comes in at. I stand up for our core to show that, hey, if you want to reach out to your buddy and hold him in your arms and whisper in his ear that you love him, then we have that freedom, and we shouldn't have religion interfere. If there's love to be shown to your fellow man out there, then do it. You know, whoa.
Definitely.
So that's basically the nucleus of my music.
Awesome.
And I'll tell you just a quick little kind of, you know, succinct little paraphrase, if I may. You know, my mother would sometimes say, oh, that music, Cadillac Riding Cowboy just made it to #1 in K-Mix country in Los Angeles. And the fact of the matter is, I played Bucking Cowboy to her once, and she cringed, and she thought it was F-U-C-K. And I said, no, Mom, that's Bucking Cowboy. I wrote it. I know it's a B. And then, you know, she kind of cringed, and I said, listen, Johnny Cash once did a song called I Just Shot a Man to Watch Him Die. So don't you tell me about love. And my music, when violence is just so over the top out there, and I should feel guilty about love. I mean, I don't think Hugh Hefner has to feel guilty about his empire. I think Hugh Hefner has to feel guilty about his empire.
Definitely. And, you know, that's the thing about your music, you know. There's no violence in it. There's no anger. There's just, you know, guys spreading the love and just loving each other. And, you know, even if it's Exactly. And putting it out, you know, like it's almost, you know, like, gee, these better than now characters come out and, you know, they've got 6 kids or 4 kids. Like, how the hell did they get those kids? Like, were you a nun, you know? Like, or like, is this, you know, like immaculate conception? Like, you never had sex? You know, like, give me a goddamn break. We got to be proud of who we are. So, you know, let's have some fun while we're alive. Definitely. Now, real quick, I want to just know, before Ram Ranch and this whole thing came about, what were you doing before this happened?
I was an actor. I studied drama at UCLA. And gee, I was working on movie sets all over the place. I worked with Jeremy Irons. I worked with Cher in Moonstruck. I worked with, David Cronenberg. I worked with John Huston here in Toronto. I studied drama at UCLA. I worked at movies, like in Hollywood with Warner Brothers, Universal Studios. My professor friend that I lived with from UCLA, UCLA campus, Westwood, Beverly Hills, Malibu, out to Santa Monica. So I had the honor of being a wealthy kid in real estate. We put a huge project together at north of Toronto and became multimillionaires. I just was lucky to have known a heavy duty was a multi-millionaire in real estate, and I helped him make several million. So I got the foundation for the Getty Reserve deal, but ultimately that gave me my foundation, to get into the arts. Every time I go to Paris, I go to the Musée Rodin, and I was inspired by Rodin, who did La Pensée, the thinker, and the Gates of Hell. And Rodin, as a Scorpion, was motivated by Dante. And I would go to Milano, Firenze in Italy, and was motivated by Dante. And Picasso was Scorpio. So the creative motivation, was there. So, I had a $7 million house in Rosedale in Toronto, and I just did not want to live in some big old mansion with cobwebs on the windows, and that was my life. It's like Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey was married to that big record producer, upstate New York, who built a big castle, and she left him. And the next year or two, she won about, 4 Grammys. So there's more important things in the world than mansions and stuff like that. And that's
definitely.
Most definitely.
Totally. And that's a creative force. Look at Eminem, 8 Mile. Look at Bruce Springsteen. Look at Bruce Springsteen. So when you win an Academy Award like Eminem did for 8 Mile, Bruce Springsteen did for Philadelphia, and Elton John for Lion King, to win an Academy Award is top shelf, like The Gladiator, like when Scott got it for director and Joaquin Phoenix and, all of those characters. So to me, the movie industry is such a massive, massive industry, whether it's Star Wars or, what Tolkien did for Lord of the Rings or J.K. Rowling did for Harry Potter. So the movie industry took me to Hollywood, but then I found there was so much violence that I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and that began in Ram Ranch and the Cowboys.
Definitely.
So I figured, I could do more by creating my structure, the Cowboys at Ram Ranch, and showing, it's like many steps beyond Brokeback Cowboy, and giving me the freedom to record my music the way I want to, and the lyrics and structure. So when I'm able to look back, where there's Jockstrap Cowboys, Camaro Cowboy, Biker Cock, Meat Cock, all of these songs that blow my mind. Like, I'm a Tool head. Maynard Keenan, Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Pucifer. Like, he is the epitome of this right now. Of course, I just went to see Metallica, and it was a massive show. Trust I seek and I find in you. Of course it's a masterpiece. Excuse me, but you got to look at Eminem. All of a sudden he comes out of the left corner, picks up an Academy Award. So that's a genius. That's the brilliance of the industry. So if you can do stuff like that in your life, then whoa, that is like so over the top. But you've also got to be able to have a message. You've got to be able to stand up for principle and add to the world.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got to let your fellow guys know it's okay. If you're leaning up against, like the post and the horse barn, and you just tell your buddy that you love him, like there's not a thing wrong with it, because, sometimes religion can be so negative and evil, so we got to rise.
Rise above all the hate and just, bring us together as a community that we deserve to be.
Absolutely. Deal with love. And some fun like hell, push you down in that,
Definitely.
Now, while we're on the topic of love and shit, all right, so let's talk about, there's a big staple in your music.
Oh, yes.
Some of your recent albums, such as Fuck Pig Sean, Come Pig Sean, is the Sean persona. Now, do you want to elaborate on exactly who Sean is and what he represents? Because in a song, he gets fucked alive.
Yeah, I know. Sean is just a cool, preppy frat boy who happens to be with a cool, preppy black guy who fucks him in the forest where his screams cannot be heard. hey, listen, that's why. Hey, listen, I stand up for the poor. Hey, if it weren't for the Brotherhood, if it weren't for the hood, I wouldn't be a rapper. So I got to pay homage to the cool jocks in the world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So hey, you know yourself. Go to a good football game or the Raptors game or basketball, and the brothers that are there, and they're fighting over Afghanistan and Iraq for our freedom. Man, they've stood up and they've fought too, as our quarter has. So you got to respect, like the cool guys in the world. So it has brought an edge to that. And every time I try to leave it, fucking Sean's getting again and sucking that big black cock and fucking cum. And then the big fuck cock comes out of his dumb ass, and then Sean licks it and wants more cum, and he gets fucked again. And every time I try to leave it, is there.
There's a lot of cum involved.
Oh yeah, crazy amounts.
Hey, yeah, but listen to this. If it weren't for fucking cum, we would be here. So don't knock it. Fuck, dudes. Hey, that we got. Like, the fact of the matter is, hey, check this out. What Madonna said. As you know, in that song I jokingly mentioned last night, "Sucking Cowboy," but my horse just done got bit by a snake, and I got many a more mile to go. And then the fucking lyrics go like, and then along comes another cowboy, and off zips his fly. It was Madonna that said, was so succinctly, because all the soldiers in the First World War would urinate on a handkerchief, put it up to their mouth, because it contains, antibacterial elements, antioxidants, and stuff like that to kill germs. So, like the pissing element has a big plus to it, so anyway, so here the premise is that this cowboy's out there with his horse, and the horse gets bit by a snake, and he's down biting the poison out of his horse's leg, and along comes another cowboy, and on zips his fly, and the cowboys are arriving, pissing on the horse, and saves the cowboy's life. So, if you can have a bit of humor in the songs, that's like Spoonerism is up there with one of my songs, "Shucks, Luke, you sure are hung," and it's just, and that first guy, and that British guy who has a thing of milk, and he goes to drink it, and Jockstrap Cowboys is playing, drink that piss, and he starts choking on the milk. And listen, if you guys go up to YouTube and just, put Ram Ranch in there, there's like about 18 tributes to Ram Ranch.
Definitely.
And I'm honored. I'm honored by my fans. That's why I'm just thrilled to be here, guys.
Definitely.
So to see my fans, start, hey, one of my fans just, yesterday gave me a list of his 12 favorite songs that he wants in the album. He says, these are the best Tignish Boy and Cavendish Beach Boy. All of these specific songs, and some of my fans know my lyrics and start saying, hey, what album did that come from? And so it's just an honor to have fans that are so dedicated out there. It's just a thrill.
Definitely. Real quick, I don't want to cut anybody off here. I know there's a couple people in chat that are talking right now, so let me go ahead and see what these guys are talking about real quick. We'll respond to them. What's going on, Toss? Welcome to the stream. If anybody is tuning in now that doesn't know what's going on, currently we are having an interview. If you don't know who this is, Grant Macdonald, a.k.a. the creator of Ram Ranch and a lot of other classics. We just went through his entire, just like career as far as becoming a musician, working with drama and UCLA, tons of different things. And for anybody that can't necessarily hit the stream up tonight, I am recording this, so this is going to be on YouTube tomorrow, as well as a clip from Twitch. So we will always have this in remembrance. And you know what? I think it's fantastic, and it's awesome to just have everybody here and enjoying it. And also, this is for relief for the Red Cross, so if you guys want to donate a couple dollars, we have the links up there as far as the commands. If you guys want to go straight to the Red Cross site and donate, you're welcome to do that, or donate straight to me. Anything we get tonight is going straight over to the Red Cross as far as charity funds. Now, back to what we were talking about. I wanted to say, now, a lot of your songs, Grant, have to deal with, fucking, semen, and cum. Now, let me ask you something. I know you said when you first started it was a big fuck you to Nashville, and just because you wanted to get out something that you had. Would you say that in the long run, some of your songs definitely pertain to just life in general? Because I know we were talking a little bit about Time Machine last night, and I know that had a little bit of a deeper meaning as well with that as well.
Excuse me. Absolutely. My friend passed away. He was 82. He passed away from cancer. He left me, $3 million inheritance. I was with him for many years. Just a special guy, a Gemini, structural engineer, a brilliant guy. And, that's why Jake, I did tribute CDs to him, Jake, Unius Frid Vincent, and Uni. Excuse me. And it's only when you lose someone that is so special. As a matter of fact, so often, he'd be on his computer system, and I would say to him, because he was a structural engineer, really brilliant, put the dishes up in the CN Tower, out to the satellites, 2,000-acre, like a train relay, and, a hump yard that he was in charge of. So anyway, I would always speak with him and say, hey, let's build a time machine, So I would just jokingly say, hey, how's the time machine coming along? And he'd say, oh, it'll be ready in time. And he passed away, and it broke my heart. So as just a tribute per se, and as just, there's Tesla, all these brilliant guys, going out into space. So that begat Time Machine, So, I just release Forever, so sometimes, along the way, there are lyrics that come through the system that, are heavy duty stuff, so the fact is, it's almost like the principle of the techie guys. The techie guys are out there having fun, playing their games, but, of course you guys realize, but a lot of the other people have to pay tribute to your brilliance for demanding that the whole system work better with megahertz and terabytes and the computers are tight. So it's you guys that are the pioneers. You guys are the space travelers.
Definitely.
Excuse me. So it's almost as if people say, what are you doing? You're there playing your game sort of thing. But hey, these games are now multi-billion-dollar empires.
Oh,
and,
yeah, definitely.
We're working on Ram Ranch coming out as a game. And so all of these games come out there. It's just, there's these kids in Toronto here, for example, they put out a company called Airhogs. And you drive by their building, and they were just like teenagers. They were like the Steve Jobs, Bill Gates of their sector. And you drive by their beautiful building, and there's Ferraris and Lamborghinis in the driveway, and they make these toys. They make these toys. So they've always been, of course, you take a look at George Lucas, I pass by, Skywalker Ranch in California, and you see the whole element, like George Lucas is a Macdonald. Like when you go back to Scotland, like the Wright brothers are McDonald's, Paul Allen Cole was a Macdonald, Hudson, Sam Houston was a Macdonald. Excuse me. So anyway, so here's George Lucas. I joke sometimes, this George McDonald went up to Hollywood and he did pretty good. And I say, yeah, he put a frat movie together, then American Graffiti, and he put this other thing together called Star something, and I let them hang there for a few seconds, and it's Star Wars. So the fact is, Star Wars came out, so that's just an example of, while you techie boys are playing your games, demanding that the internet and these games work perfectly, and the computers, you're hauling all of the World Wide Web per se through. It's the gamers, and that's why, there's a Japanese guy who owns Pornhub. He's a billionaire. And sometimes it's the porn industry that is first and foremost in the industry. Bloomberg just did an article on him the other day. This Japanese guy who owns Pornhub, and he's also a banker tech guy who puts stuff together like PayPal per se. So the fact is, porn has opened up the web just like you techie guys. So in your quiet moments, you're out there clicking away. Oh my God, this is amazing. We gotta love the World Wide Web. So I'm basically a pioneer per se too in the music industry, because I see the doors that are open out there and I just love it. Fuck, like
Definitely.
a cowboy, huge cock, meat cock, and all of the stuff that I've been able to grab onto. It's like asteroids going through the universe, and I'm just grabbing onto them. going through the universe, you know, being so fortunate to be able to do this, you know. That's why the Grog Boy came together today.
Now, you mentioned a Ram Ranch game. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm dealing with, you know, some tech guys, you know, some game designers to come up with how it would be designed and how I would structure it. But the irony is, you know, like, you know, like it has to be a fun game. So the fact is, I don't think you would ever lose.
Yeah.
Jockstrap Cowboys gonna feed you up.
You have a huge 12-inch cock up your ass and swallowing a load of cum. I think you would always be winning.
So, do you have like a plot line or anything laid out? Is it just straight up like
I've already I've already laid out, you know, like about 3,000 parts to it. So, I know.
Jeez.
You know, listen to this. I'm a code writer. I go back into Fortran and COBOL. I've been a computer, you know, programmer and writer and code writer for many years. So I see. That's why I'm able to grasp, you know, the technological aspect of my music structure. So that's why even today, like over the past, you know, 4.5 hours, I just released the song dedicated to you guys. So, you know, it will be up on iTunes.
Definitely.
Excuse me. So the code writing aspect of the game, and, you know, like, it just has to come out, you know, when it's ready to be released, you know. Yeah, so it would be huge. It would be such a huge sense of satisfaction to launch the game.
Yeah, I mean, and you have, you know, you have your music, you have, you know, movies,
sure. And
then with the games as well, it's crazy too, because it's just so many different aspects.
Well, you know, like, that's why of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and all of those guys that have come through the system to provide the windows and the doors, everything. So I just, you know, absorb all of that and go with it, and I'm just so honored, you know, to have fans around the world that, you know, say, call me a legend or you know, like a genius. And I am so humble, and I assure you, I'm so humble, because I'm honored to have fans out there, you know, and I think this is the way it is. The great artists who have climbed up, whether it's Springsteen or, you know, whether whoever it is who have come through the system. That's why I told you guys last night I was at the Rainbow on Sunset Boulevard, and as you know, Jack Osbourne, Ozzy's son, used to be in the Roxy and the Rainbow and the show. So anyway, I'm in the Rainbow on Sunset Boulevard, and who comes in but Ringo sits down at a booth. And as you know, Guns N' Roses did November Rain in the Rainbow there, and the booths have stained glass windows and everything. So anyway, Ringo goes over to sit down with his entourage. So I go over to Ringo. I'm having lunch there, so I go over to Ringo, and I said, Ringo, I hope I'm not imposing. I just want to compliment your genius on the White Album. The White Album, guys, is a double album with green apples on it, and George Harrison's While My Guitar Gently Weeps comes from that album, okay? I say to Ringo, excuse me, I said, Ringo, I just want to compliment your genius on the White Album. He says, oh, lad, it's really nice to be honest. I'm going to UCLA studying drama, and I'm working on a script right now about life beyond death, very Dante-esque. He says, oh, lad, sit down. So I'm sitting with a Beatle, and just so over-the-top thrilled, like, you know, doom, 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 like I'm sitting with a Beatle. And at the end of it, you know, Ringo could not have been nicer. So he said he'd help me with any of the soundtracks for my movies that I was going to put out, you know, so that was pretty nice.
Crazy. Definitely.
I know. So I met so many. I was going down Sunset Boulevard one night in a white Cadillac, excuse me, with this kid named Michael. And Michael said, hey, so you've been to Switzerland? And I said, yeah, I've been to Zurich, you know. He said, well, next time you're in Gstaad, I'll have to make sure you meet my mother. And I said, oh, well, who's your mother? And he says, Elizabeth Taylor. I'm in Elizabeth Taylor's Cadillac going down Sunset Boulevard with Michael Wilding Jr.
Wow.
Elizabeth Taylor's son.
Awesome.
I met so many wonderful people. And UCLA professor Emeritus Levine, you know, so yeah, he would go to the campus one day with $27,000 worth of Cartier, and the next $18,000 worth of Dunhill, and the next $10,000 worth of Louis Vuitton, and a renowned professor. And I was just honored to be able to show up at Universal Studios and say, yeah, I'm on such and such, you know. FM. My name is Grant Macdonald. Oh yeah, okay, just a second here, I'll see, And he looks, oh yeah, great. And to have, like the trailers with stars on the door, like with my name on it, then they come say, hey, the makeup's ready for you. I found there was so much violence, like CSI stuff. Too many guns, man, psycho. So that begot Ram Ranch, and I figured, let's deal with some cowboys. Let's deal with some love and compassion and make it edgy. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Now let's talk about your movies for a minute. I see on Amazon you have like a lot of movies listed. Like you have here like School Shower, Suck Boy.
Hey, yeah, man. Whoa. Whoa. That is a sector that is so edgy and over the top. Like, I am so thrilled to have come through Hollywood. So I was in Charlie's Angels. I worked with Cheryl Ladd and Jacqueline Smith at the LA Coliseum. I have the honor of being on so many movie sets with Panavision trucks and knowing budgets and stuff. So out of that, but the foundation for my career, Greg and Tom and all my fans, it's music. For me to hear my music, like as I was doing last night there, I played Take Me Now, Bro, which I mentioned to one of my fans who made that list of 12 songs for today. I said, it's amazing that I listen to Take Me Now, Bro, and I listen to it, and it is so heavy duty, because sometimes a song like Huge Cock or Biker Cock or certain songs will come and go, and to hear them back again, it just blows my mind. So, like to have the honor of hearing a song that is my song, and it blows my mind. As I say, I'm a Tool fan, and if I could put together a song that's better than, say, Tool or Pink Floyd, then it impresses me. So I think that is basically, and excuse me, and I think that, if I was to pick one song, as I've just done over the last days, because it came to the forefront, Take Me Now, Bro, I think that would encapsulate, my whole catalog of over 1,000 songs that I have up at iTunes, So I think that would basically totally just kind of encompass, Of course, Jockstrap Cowboys is a cornerstone, of it went viral.
Jockstrap Cowboys
and Ram Ranch, and of course Ram Ranch, and of course Shucks Nookie Shoe Are Hung. So I mean, those three songs have kind of bounced around. But then there's songs like Prince Harry butt fucked in Africa and fist fucking Prince Harry. Those are fucking over the top songs. Like fuck.
Definitely. And the thing about it, it's just like, I know we were going back to, just technology in general and just everything with that. We're so connected now. We have all of our different aspects with social media and just everything in general. Now, I have a serious question going back to the whole techie aspect. Now, I know we covered the Cowboys, we covered, the University Boys, and even the Biker Boys. Is there ever, you think, a shot for any of the techie boys? Now, I know we covered the Cowboys.
Okay.
Any sort of album or anything like that pertaining to any of the techie boys? Think anything like that's coming?
Do I have it out already, or am I going to do it?
Yeah. Do you have anything specific on the techie boys, or is this something that you think would be?
Well, I just did Grog Boy today, yeah. and that just succinctly, like when the guys see the art of that, and then this absolutely ultra cool guy leaning up against a wall with his butt wanting to be fucked because he's been taken captive by the Grog Boys. Like that's high tech. That is as high tech as you can get, because that's just been recorded over the past 4.5 hours.
Definitely.
So you guys asked me per se last night, oh gee, you would be so honored if I could do a song. You threw the names out there, Gavin and Nick, Tom and Greg, and that's in the song. So it's already on the way up to iTunes. So
definitely.
That is tech. That's the tech sector, as good as it gets. So I'm adding creativity and through my score and orchestration and structuring sounds of bringing all of this together, what I want from the drums to the violins in the background. So to be able to pull all that together in several hours and have it on the way to iTunes is, whoa, that is so fine to me, boy. Whoa. So the days of Record Plant and Zeppelin and all of these guys in the studio for, 17 and a half days trying to put something out that I can per se put out in 4.5 hours, excuse me, is pretty amazing. So that's the tech element as good as it gets, so whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy. You have so many different artists. Just they take a year, not less per se a year, more so like a month, a couple weeks to just get the whole song written down on paper. And it took you well under 24 hours, and I got to give you credit for that. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Well, ultimately last night we were just throwing ideas back, whether it was going to be dealing with the frat house, whether it was the biker boys, and how it might come together, and so then to lay it down within the last 5 hours, starting with last night, is to be able to do something like that's what I get so much satisfaction and joy out of being able to do it. And as I say, for songs to come back to me, as they bounce through albums, and as my fans say, oh, this is my favorite song, where there's Camaro Cowboy. Camaro Cowboy is a wild stud, these are fucking songs that are I go to see Tool, and when Maynard opens, who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out of your mind, fuck. And Metallica, trust not seek and I find in you, masterpieces. So when you can come out with something that, to me, I demand, it's like you guys got to have your megahertz, and you got to have things that work. So for me to be able to pull together and to remix and master and make sure that, okay, the moans are moaning and the fucking sounds are sounding, and, it works for me. And then, excuse me, for some, hey, I have kind of a formula. If I can put out 22 songs and 7 of them blow my mind, then I'm happy. Fuck. If I can get a Dark Side of the Moon or Stairway to Heaven out of my songs, then, Huge Cock is like, fuck, you got to be joking. I was able to fucking put that out. So the violins are fucking going, and, fuck, give me a break. It blows my mind. So to be able to grasp the technology and demand creative perfection to the best of my ability, and knowing that my fans are out there asking for something good, and they pinpoint my fans know. They fucking say, oh, this is so fucking good. So then I say, hey, I got fans out there that are demanding something good. One of my fans said, hey, I don't know what I would do if you didn't have a new song out every Tuesday.
Yeah, I've definitely seen, there's definitely a schedule to it and whatnot, and it's crazy that, the music keeps coming, just new hits keep coming out every single week. Now, real quick, this whole project that you have going on, do you see it stopping at any time soon, anywhere in the future?
Gee, hey, the irony is this Greg or Tom?
This is Greg.
Greg, the irony is, Greg, over the last day and a half, I have uttered the phrase, okay, I'm not going to record any more songs. I've gone to the edge. I've gone to the end of the spectrum, close quotation. And then I start talking with you guys last night, and now I've got a new song coming out next week called Grog Boys. So you've got to be joking.
Yeah.
Hey, it just happens. It just happens like fuck. And as I told you last night, a bunch of biker boys, the West End Crips, they said, Grant, do a song for us. They gave the names, and it's a fucking song out there. Hey, you got to check out Frankie Boy. A fucking policeman from New York City, a beautiful young policeman from New York City, asked me to do a song for him, Frankie Boy. And yeah, Frankie Boy, got you in the locker room, your handcuffs on the floor. What are you gonna do with a boy in blue as cute as you?
That's crazy. And man, it blows my mind with just how many things have been released.
And of course I did Aaron Hernandez in prison because he killed fucking so and so, so he was as guilty as fucking sin, and then he goes up for those other two and comes back and realizes, and then of course he killed himself so he wouldn't have to pay. You know, like, so whatever. So, and then of course the Tebow stuff, you know, Tebow down on his knees, you know, sucking Tom, you know, his big dick. And, you know, so, and then the fucking World Cup guys and NHL guys, you know, Crosby, you know, and McAdam and the hockey guys, you know, like, and all that stuff. So sometimes you can have fun doing edgy stuff, you know, like Prince Harry. Like, fuck. Prince Harry butt fucked in Africa, fist fucking Prince Harry, you know, like, and that song blows my mind, dude. Like Prince Harry butt fucked in Africa. You hear the drums start. Holy fuck, dude.
Oh man, and you know that's a crazy part about it too. And real quick, let's run back to the chat. I want to let you guys know we did get a $5 donation from my main man Tom, Childish House. I'd like a round of applause for Tom. He donated $5 to the review.
No question whatsoever.
Awesome.
But, you know, Red Cross all the way. Those guys are down there.
I'm Tom.
People, you know, Tom. You know, like he was. You know, like the homeless people in fucking Houston, the water just rose and rose and rose. Like, hey, it looked like it was like a mini Katrina. But, you know, there's no question that thousands died in Katrina, but this was heavy duty. This was heavy duty. And another storm coming in, Irma, through the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So it could hit Florida. It could hit Florida, North Carolina. So, you know, like those hurricanes are pretty well. But it just goes to show that we got to appreciate every day we have fun, try to enjoy, and show love to each other. And gee whiz,
definitely, we have to support those that are really in need right now, going through a tough time. I mean, just anything to show our support to them, I think, would be great.
Absolutely,
yeah.
But also to respect you techie guys. You guys are so brilliant, you know, like that's why Twitch is what it is, and that's why we are speaking tonight, you know, like about you know, kindness and compassion and projects and what you guys are doing. So, you know, you guys are most likely you're working on your own games that you're designing. I mean, you guys you're code writers. You guys are space cowboys, you know. Whoa, for sure. Well, brilliant geniuses, you know, that's who you guys are. So, you know, whoa.
Well, thank you for the compliments and everything like that. Definitely glad to see that, you know, our work is appreciated with what we do. Because, you know, as a Twitch streamer, you know, it has the different aspects. You know, you write music. I decide to, you know, go on. I broadcast for people online, and I'm giving myself, you know, my fans and my friends. I show them, you know, I play games for them and do a bunch of different things. So, you know, in all the aspects that we have with technology, it's fantastic. You know, whereas you create music in tons of different movies, I have my aspects where I'm, you know, playing games and, you know, making people laugh and enjoying themselves, and that's definitely what it's all about, I think.
Yeah, but also you were up there, you know, like I just did a song not too long ago for Twitch, you know, a guy, you know, as a surprise for his birthday, you know, Jordan says, hey Grant, can you do a song for BT Twitch guy, you know, so it was given to him for his birthday, and you guys are up there testing these games, and BT said, hey, when Ram Ranch comes out, you got to let me, you know, launch it up here. But, you know, like, so you guys are up there, you know, being the wizards for the big guys, you know, like in the corner office of, you know, like Microsoft and, you know, whomever who launched these games. So you guys are the pilots.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, guys, just want to let you guys, you know, I know Drunken said, what is this? We're doing an interview right now with Grant Macdonald, creator of a ton of different music, as well as Ram Ranch. We play it a lot in here as well. You know, we're also doing this for the relief of just the, you know, American Red Cross and the Hurricane Harvey, and just, you know, getting us together as a spirit and what we need to do to just be together. Now, I do have a serious question. This is probably going to be the serious question of the night. And I really want to know, Grant, out of all of the music, all of the, you know, people that you've spoken with over your life and just the friendships that you've made, who would you say is your biggest inspiration and biggest supporter?
Excuse me. Well, gee, you know, I would have to say my father. He was just knighted by the president of France, and he fought at Normandy and D-Day through the Battle of the Leopold Canal to Berlin, and he's 94, and I'm now holding a picture of him with the medal that he got from President Hollande before Macron came in. So my dad was knighted. He's Sir Keir Macdonald, and Dad is so humble. I spoke with him yesterday, and you know, my grandfather was a sergeant major at Vimy Ridge, and my great uncle was killed there. So they gave us freedom, guys. They fought. I've been to Berlin. I've been to Baden-Baden and Hamburg. And my friend, who opened the door up in real estate when I became a multimillionaire was German. And we went to Berlin and he showed me his big mansion they lost. And of course, Nazism was just a horror, excuse me, in the world. So I would have to say, when I became a multimillionaire, when I was going to high school, my father was alcoholic, and when I became wealthy, I went back to PEI and created a resort for them, and my dad quit drinking after 2 years. So that was one of the greatest moments of my life. So to reflect back, without question, would be my father, because the soldiers who gave so much and are giving so much over there are so humble. They come back, and many don't come back. And they gave us freedom, guys. And this is why I'm standing up for the freedom I have to write my lyrics and to release my songs the way that I'm doing them. And I just want to succinctly encapsulate that which we have, and that is the freedom, whether it's in Canada or the United States. And I hope that the dark, religious guys from Nashville, every time they, have an award show, I just want to thank the Lord Jesus Christ. Like, that's such fucking bullshit, Like, I've studied the religion back in the Leviticus and the Torah, and Einstein didn't believe in any of that stuff, and that's the way it should be. We have one life to live. And my dad doesn't believe in that stuff because he saw so many of his fellow guys killed over there. So when 25 million people die in the Holocaust, in the World War II or whatever, and the Holocaust takes 10 million, that's why I say to some of the Jewish people, if you're the chosen people, why did 10 million of you die in the Holocaust? Don't throw this better than thou, we're the chosen people stuff at me, because I know that from the Torah. And to succinctly state, in Leviticus, it states that it was priestly rabbinical rules that said, but anyway, that's getting into something else. But I think it's my father. The question. My dad is so humble.
Definitely.
He's given us freedom, the soldiers. So without that freedom that we have, you take a look at Russia and Uganda. Tony Perkins from the Family Council goes over to Uganda and Russia. They agitate the Russian Orthodox Church. They go against Clinton. Trump gets in there, and the transgender people are kicked out. And now, this filthy Jack, Kingston or whatever his name is on CNN. And those fucking evil religious bastards think they're getting. Yeah, today Trump is down there handing out, food, and a guy with a T-shirt on there, Church of whatever. Like, go to such bullshit. So, I think, the intellectuals today are starting to realize, and I was saying this, even yesterday to Sean, no less, that it's not just the gay core, from that's standing up against the Pope and the religious corruption. It's the women, because the women are losing their rights. And it's not just the guys that are marching in Washington, it's women who are being abused, and they can't, be treated with dignity in their health and stuff like that. So religion comes down on a lot of quarters with a lot of, it's just a big cult anyway, so dark. So I think, the soldiers fought for our freedom. And, that's so important. It's just so important, they deserve so much. Hey, listen, I've got a song out called Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy pays homage to the soldiers.
Awesome.
And one of my first songs, Sure Proud of My Dad. That's on my first album. So, gee whiz. So, Soldier Boy. Here's the lyrics for Soldier Boy. Yo, Soldier Boy, you were loved. All the guys love you with all our hearts. You are so selfless and deserve respect from all us guys. You can do anything you want with us guys. Our big hard cocks are yours to do whatever you want, bro. You can suck you can suck our big hard cocks and fuck our hot buttholes deep, 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 deep. Whatever you want, bro. We will drink your cum as you erupt with love. So, hey, I pay homage to the soldiers.
Definitely.
Hey, so it's without question, you got to appreciate the freedom you have. You don't want it way by these occultists, these religious lunatics who, my professor friend from UCLA used to call me. And in Beverly Hills, we went to the synagogue with yarmulkes on, and he would call me and he would say, Grant, have you converted to Judaism yet? And I researched religion, and then I got back to him. called me the next time. I said, listen, my family goes back to Ireland 60,000 years ago. That's 54,000 years before the Jews, Greeks, and Romans. You're asking me if I converted to Judaism. And my law grad, a professor emeritus from UCLA, Gene Levine, said to me, he says, how many degrees do you have? Anyway, so I put him in the spot about religion. And when you study the Torah, that's what starts. And as I started to say, Leviticus only applied to priestly rabbinical rules against the priests and rabbis not sleeping with boys. And it's been taken out of context for all these years, and the Pope and all these religious lunatics who are asking for money will not come clean on it. So, you know, the poor boys have been killed from Uganda to Moscow for a bunch of, you know, lunatics. So that's why I figure, you know, like, stand up for our quota and show that love is more important than, you know, the dark side of evil writings, you know. And Einstein knew that. Einstein said that the Bible was nothing but a collection of fables, and that he, as a Jew, is not chosen, close quotation. Excuse me. So, you know, a lot of the intellectuals, and that's why I say the web allows us to study this stuff now and to realize that, hey, you know, it's just all BS, you know. So appreciate every day, appreciate every moment and second, and you know, treat each other with love and dignity.
Yeah, definitely. That's such a, you know, such a strong meaning. I'm glad that, you know, you pay homage to your dad and all the soldiers that fought and died for us, and, you know, just to keep us safe and keep us showing, you know, we can do what we want to do and we can push out what we want to have. Now,
exactly.
Definitely. Now, real quick, it's been about an hour, so I figured, how about this? We'll take about 5 minutes or so, about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's go into an intermission if you guys want to grab a drink, different things like that. How about everybody in the chat? If you guys have any questions for Grant, you know, we'll go ahead and pick a couple different questions to ask him. That way, if you guys have anything you want to know about him, we'll do that. Does that sound good with you guys?
I'm totally honored to be here with not only the techies, the fans, and the guys that have been with me from the days of Jockstrap Cowboys, and you sure are hungry to, you know, twang, you know, what?
Twang cowboy.
Definitely.
For sure. Oh, for sure.
Definitely. So yeah, let's take a quick 2 or 3 minute timeout. We'll just go into an intermission. If you guys want to grab some more coffee, some more pop and stuff like that, we'll do that, and then we'll see. If any of you guys have any questions in the chat, feel free to pop them up. Let us know what you guys have any questions about it, and then we'll get a little bit into some of the more modern songs, and, you know, we'll ask a little bit more questions about that. So let me go grab another drink, and we'll get back into this.
Same, I'll go grab another drink. All right, cool.
Yeah, I need myself a time machine so I can go back into time and pick out the dates I want to appear again. Gonna get me a time machine, travel through time, pick out the dates that I want to appear again. Yeah, gonna get me a time machine, travel back into time. Yeah, just because I'm a billionaire doesn't mean that I have everything. Gonna get me a time machine. Yeah, gonna go back into time. Gonna hold my loved one again. Tell him how much I love him. Yeah, my loved one always said our time machine would be ready in time. But now it's gotta be ready in time. Gonna make myself a time machine so I can travel back into time. Gonna hold my loved one again, tell him how much I love him. Yeah, gonna make sure our time machine is only used for love. Time machine, gonna build me a time machine. Yeah, I need myself a time machine so I can go back into time and pick out the dates I want to appear again. Gonna get me a time machine, travel through time, pick out the dates that I want to appear again. Yeah, gonna get me a time machine, travel back into time. Yeah, I need myself a time machine so I could go back into time, pick out the dates I want to appear again. Gonna get me a time machine, travel through time, pick out the dates that I want to appear again. Yeah, gonna get me a time machine, travel back into time. Yeah, just because I'm a billionaire doesn't mean that I have everything. Gonna get me a time machine. Yeah, just because I'm a billionaire doesn't mean that I have everything. Gonna get me a time machine. Yeah, gonna go back into time. Gonna hold my loved one again. Tell him how much I love him. Yeah, gonna go back into time. Gonna hold my loved one again. Tell him how much I love him. Yeah, my loved one always said our time machine would be ready in time. But now it's gotta be ready in time. Gonna make myself a time machine so I can travel back into time. Gonna hold my loved one again. Tell him how much I love him.
Alright guys, I'm back. I'm going to hop back. I'm going to undefinite. Alright guys, I am back. Hopefully you guys were able to, go to the bathroom and stuff like that. I still got the intermission screen on. It doesn't look like we got too many questions, but I know the night's not over yet. We still got some more stuff to cover, so I know we're probably going to get some questions. So like I said, guys, go ahead and drop some stuff in if you guys want to know anything else about Grant. We've been covering a lot of content, so I think we got some really cool stuff going forward as well. So let me switch back over to our interview. Alright, we're back on session. I think everybody's back again. And there was one thing that I was actually thinking about as far as just another question. This is more so, against the music, against everything else like that. As far as, when you're not producing your movies, your music and stuff like that, what other pastimes do you think? What really interests you?
Excuse me. Gee whiz, just social, media, like my guys up on Facebook, communicating with all my fans. I think that's kind of like the corner that I kind of like to kick back and communicate with my fans, because that way I kind of feel that I get the satisfaction of knowing that I'm doing it right. I think if I were to kind of walk away, sure, you can go shop and you can buy leather, you can buy a new Cadillac, through all that stuff. The materialistic side of my life is not that important anymore per se. It's my creative project. It's like you guys. You sit down and play your games and you get so much satisfaction out of communicating with all your guys out there that you're surrounded with, and that's your work. So my songs are like, I release my songs and I track them down with iTunes and see which ones are number one. See which product this is happening with this. So I think it's important to grasp the technological world and appreciate the spectrums, the analytical elements of Amazon.
Definitely.
All of the guys that have given me an opportunity, like iTunes. Like if it weren't for iTunes and gee whiz, of course, all of these guys like Steve Jobs and, that have given us a platform. I know it was Metallica and a few other several guys, I think it was Bon Jovi said, oh, fuck man, he just crapped on Steve Jobs for ruining the music industry, for doing away with the sale of albums. Everybody buys a single now for 99 cents and they don't buy the album. Bon Jovi, at maybe Lars from Metallica said, fuck, Steve Jobs is ruining the industry. But, the fact of the matter is, us indie guys have got to appreciate what Steve Jobs has given us.
Oh, yeah.
So iTunes, hey, I buy singles if I want to buy Tool song. Like, gee, I went to see, Tom Petty. I buy, If to Live Like a Refugee. Went to Dylan, hey, this, that. Went to see Metallica, downloaded, the 4 tunes. I got the CD up there in the cupboard, the black one, but it's nice to download the singles again, get them queued up. So, I'm a techie, I'm a code writer that has been able to create my songs and the whole creative world. That's my world. It's like you guys, you sit down in your big cozy executive chair and play your games, and that's the world. That's the world we are proud of.
Definitely. And it just...
Now, speaking of...
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay. I was just going to say, we actually just got a question in chat from Red One 1234. He asks, my bad. He wants to know, Grant, are you into games, like video games, or even board games for that matter?
Well, to answer that, I'm launching my own game, and that's Ram Ranch. But my game is creating my music, dude. I get more satisfaction. Hey, over the past 6 hours, I just put a new song out called Grog Boys. And that's going out to iTunes. That's my original creation that's going out there. So what George Lucas did with Star Wars, that's like asking George Lucas if he played games. Of course he did. He released Star Wars.
Now, do you get a kickback almost from so somebody like me who were to download your material off of Apple Music? Do you get like a kickback of me?
Of course I do. Of course I do. Of course I do.
Okay.
Right. But I think it's important. It's important, my fans, like whether it's the Boston Boys, East Coast Boys over the last, month, they said, oh, can you do a song, here, there, I did the West End Crips, like la, la, la. It's not what you think it is. The movie industry, the DVDs at Amazon, that's the big sector. When people buy your DVDs, you get a larger return. Of course, like when little Justin Bieber or little, Drake or little Metallica, they a billion fucking hits and counting. Of course, it adds up.
Definitely.
But the fact of the matter is, you got to appreciate that. If you are so devoted to the industry, then the ladder that you climb is upward, and you appreciate every rung that you're going up on. And, it's not as if, oh, gee, Grog Boys is pulling in 100 million this week. It ain't so. It ain't so. So the fact of the matter is, until you see on Billboard that it's made it to #1, then, it's, and not only that, guys, you got to remember that, the guy who put, what's-his-face together was the guy who put the other thing together, and everybody wants to get free music these days.
Definitely.
Yeah. So everybody wants to get free music, so, so Spotify used to be, what's-his-face, and he was just abusing the industry by not paying anybody. So the fact of the matter is, I look at it as if, once a Ram Ranch or Jockstrap Cowboys makes it up to #1 on Billboard, per se, then that's when you've really made it, And if I happen to pick up an Academy Award along the way for my Getty Hitler project, because old man John Paul Getty's father, George Getty, founded Getty Oil Company, married a German, Sarah Reicher, and they supported Hitler. So the Gavin Newsom project is basically to tell Gavin Newsom, who's Gordon Getty's boyhood friend, lawyer's son, who became mayor of San Francisco and is now lieutenant governor of California, running for governor, and they basically owe me $40 million. So that's why the whole Gavin Newsom, fucking you, Gavin Newsom, got your legs in the air, fucking you and fucking you and fucking you, yeah, Gavin Newsom, you love me, butt fuck boy. So that's my tribute to the Gettys.
That's awesome.
That's my tribute. That's my tribute to the future governor of California and possible president of the United States. Because Gordon Getty's biggest dream is for Gavin to be president of the United States, and he's the Democrat who would run against Trump possibly in the next election. So he's up for the gubernatorial run against Jerry Brown next year, so he could be the governor of California. And I've got his legs in the air, fucking that boy. You go to Gavin Newsom, fucking Gavin Newsom. F-U-C-K-I-N. There's no G in fucking with that. It's F-U-C-K-I-N, GavinNewsom.com, and I've got fucking books. I've got coffee table books up, DVDs, paying homage to that boy.
we got some more questions in the chat. So I know we answered this one previously. Red also would like to know, how long have you been posting music? I know you said sometime around 2000.
Well, my first CD was called $1 Billion. I earned the Gates $1 Billion. The way they treat me really sucks. So as I say, I've got close to 200 CDs out. Up at Amazon and iTunes, so well over 1,000 plus songs out, and from the days of $1 Billion past, Jockstrap Cowboys and Ram Ranch. Excuse me, a lot of stuff has come through the system. The frat stuff, the cowboy stuff, the biker stuff, and the occasional meat cock or Chevy cowboy. Fucking silver rat cowboy. It's funny, I was just getting up with Sean, and I were actually having lobster and steak by the waterfront there, and I was telling this guy, I'm in the recording industry, and I said, oh yeah, check out a couple of my songs. He says, oh, what's the name? I said, yeah, check out F-150 Ford truck. And as I was walking away, I said something. Yeah, I got you in the back of my F-150 Ford truck, and your butt I'm gonna fuck. So I kind of just faded away on the waterfront of that line.
And
he was there fucking laughing his fucking head off. Just, oh my god, that is so fucking good. Oh, whoa.
And that's awesome too that you say about Sean. Funny thing that just came up. As soon as you started talking about Sean, one of the songs that I put in the playlist, "Love You, Sean," actually just came on. So.
Oh fuck! Oh! Well, the fact is, when I can put together songs that are beyond two, it blows my mind. So some of the ones, as I say, my formula is, if I release 22 songs and 7 of them are like fucking Dark Side of the Moon or Stairway to Heaven or fucking, Tool songs, like that, I'm happy. So a lot of these songs have come back to me, and I just say, "Oh, that is so fucking amazing that that one is able to do something like that." It's like, hey, over the past 7 hours, I just created that Grog Boys. So the fact is, it's so textured that here it mentions all your guys' names. There's Biker Boys, got you guys, and they're fucking you, and you guys are sucking cocks and swallowing cum, and it's just so fucking wild. Like, and you just wonder, whoa, did that really fucking, I actually did that shit? Whoa.
Oh,
and
man.
not only that, not only that, the fact that iTunes are so wonderful. They allow us guys that with this edgy stuff, that's why rap has opened up the door. Fuck, down on the floor, you fucking whore. Like, fuck. So it's allowed us to do stuff and to release our fucking artistic creations.
Definitely.
We got to appreciate that.
Oh, one more question.
Hey, and that's why you techies, I bounce around up on Twitch, or I see some of the guys that are in the background, they're playing my fucking music, Jockstrap Cowboys and Ram Ranch, while they're playing their games, and fucking, I'm honored totally to have my stuff up there with you guys,
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
It's bouncing around all flavors, absolutely.
Now, I have two major questions that I was really thinking about that, just sort of popped back in my head. Now, I know, most of the songs I've listened to, they have a different vibe. Now, when I first started listening to them, with Jockstrap Cowboys, and a lot of the songs focused on cowboys, the one thing that I really wanted to know, what would you say your songs are more considered? Would you consider them more so country, or would you consider them a little bit of like, maybe even rock music? Because, you hear the backgrounds and it's like you have some heavy metal going on. I've really wanted to know. Well,
now I'm honored to be coming through the spectrum of metal punk. So I've been able to kind of come out, of course, hip-hop, rap, rap opened the door for me, but it was basically with the nuance of country. So $1 billion, I earned the guys $1 billion, they treated me really sucks. Rap opened the door, and then I kind of expected, hopefully, that I might come through country with like best friend Jake, just go swimming at the lake, you know, And then, you know, Lonesome Boy Tennessee came out when I realized that, you know, oh, two guys aren't going to cut it in Nashville because they won't play your music, you know. And then, as I say, you know, Cadillac Riding Cowboy, you know, Previs and Tractor, Gulfstream set on the runway, gets us where we want to go. Previs and Tractor trailers in tow. That was basically sticking my center finger up at Nashville and saying, fuck you guys. I'll play my creative world the way I want to, my Cowboys. And, you know, so that begat the Cowboys. That begat basically a project, you know. Ram Ranch kind of came out of it as if, you know, I visualized, okay, if I were to encapsulate this whole project with something that, you know, works, then, you know, that kind of gave me that foundation. So then, but through, I guess, through $1 billion came the frat guys before the Cowboys. Because the frat, get into porno. If you start watching porno, the frat guys are the cutting edge guys. Like, here's September coming up. All the guys are going back to college now with the initiations. Pledge Boy on the floor. Fuck, give me a break. The Pledge Boys and frats cutting edge. They are over the edge. They are over the edge.
Definitely.
The Biker Boys don't even have, the Biker Boys have nothing on the frat. Initiation 101. Give me a break, the frat boys. But the fact is, you get away from the frat boys, from that corner per se, you know. Hey, listen, as I did even today, like Grog Boys has that element of frat boys, because I alluded to the fact that you East Coast boys, like Pennsylvania, you're cool frat boys. Because, and then the biker boys are fucking nice, so you can bring it together, like with you know, like the element of you know, domination, you know, like the fucking biker boys are fucking the frat boys, you know. So you can have fun, but ultimately, I think it encapsulates everything. I'm having fun with my project.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm having fun with it. It's like you guys. I go up and watch you techie guys playing your fucking games. You're laughing. But like, did you see those guys as the two lesbians? These fucking boys, they have glasses on, and hair is so cocked. And they refer to, hey, we've just been called lesbians again. You know, like, fuck. you techie guys are so cute. You're so fucking smart. You're so over the top, you know. So, I mean, that's why you guys are having so much fun with what you're doing. And that's the name of the game. You got to enjoy what you're doing. So, you know.
Definitely.
You got to have fun.
Now, that actually brings me back to a really interesting question. Now, I know we've talked about a lot of different guys, you know, the techie guys and all the other ones as well. Now, this is a serious one. Have you encountered any female fans? As far as, you know, just like anything in general within the scene. Because I know, you know, it's crazy. There's tons of us guys that love the music. But you know what? I don't know if I've any sort of female fans. It's crazy.
No, hey, listen, do you want to know something? Here, that's a very good point, because I was there not too long ago doing a fucking interview, you know, up at Discord, okay? Mm-hmm. So I was up there fucking, you know, and as a rule, my music's for fucking guys. I do not want to have anything to do with the fucking chicks. Because, yeah, they're harassed. How dare you harass me with those photos? How dare you show me a guy in a pair of Speedos? How dare you? So I just says, fuck you, this is about cowboys. So I'm in fucking Discord, I'm doing this fucking interview, I'm getting along great with all the guys. So all of a sudden pops up this little prissy fucking witch. And she's offended. I know. And I know she's offended. She's offended. And then I upload a picture of a fucking cowboy, and she goes, Billy. I think, oh, fuck me. Get the fuck off this planet, you know. Like, don't even infringe upon this project that I'm so proud of. They're talking to my cowboy buddies, my fucking jock boys, and you are criticizing my fucking world.
Yeah, like what fucking female is gonna want to sit down and listen to like 90 naked cowboys with hot buttholes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
Exactly. Hey, but not only that. Listen, guys, the chicks are, they're intimidated by it. How dare you like another guy? Like we're the fucking pussy. We got the pussy. I thought you wanted the pussy. Fucking give me a fucking guy every day.
Oh man, that's great. Oh, we got another viewer question in. Again by Jesus, that's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
That completely answered that question there, and I want to say thank you for.
Hey, yeah, they could stick their pussy up their ass. Hey, listen, Eminem said something like that. You can stick your pussy up your ass or whomever, but it's so true.
Definitely. Now, as far as another question that we got from the chat, he asked, Grant, what would you wish for if you had 3 wishes?
Oh, gee, I think for my friend to come back to life that I did Time Machine for, Jack, like he passed away recently and he was the sweetest guy in the world. Just to see him to die from cancer, like this huge. And of course they have more love in the world and just tell these religious lunatics where to go and to put those goddamn crosses up their arse because they don't believe in that shit anymore. It's all fiction, and that goddamn Torah and Book of Hell is just nothing but filth. So all these religious bastards can shove that shit up their arse because you don't believe it anymore. So that's the second one. And I think the third one would be
a big cock cowboy.
Award. Hey, to win an Academy Award would be off the top.
Definitely.
My mom and dad were so wonderful. They've, been so special. I'm so honored that they're alive and well. So, I don't have to ask for, they've had wonderful lives, but, hey, I excuse me, I'm just so ever so happy that my creative project is where it is. And sometimes if Bob Dylan made a comment once, blood on the tracks or something, you've got to work for what you have, to appreciate what you have. Excuse me, whether it's the technological opportunities to do what we are doing, the same with you guys. You got to sometimes just sit down and say, whoa, this is amazing. Like it's like George Lucas when he would go to see his latest Star Wars production and R2D2 and all that Skywalker and Luke like and stuff. But to be able to do something like that, look at Ridley Scott with Gladiator. When Ridley Scott went to get his Academy Award and went down past Joaquin Phoenix and like there's creative projects in the world that deserve respect. And I worked on so many movie sets with Panavision trucks down the street to 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're due back, and you're working on, So to see these creative projects come together, whether hey Eminem, look what he did, like that's so amazing. 8 Mile.
Definitely.
So to be able to do something like that, and you look at you guys with all of those games, like the clans, and see those games being launched and they work and they're tight and all that stuff. That's brilliant stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's plenty of new, technology that comes out, plenty of new games. I will say.
Of the Clans.
Yeah.
Exactly, like Clash of the Clans. Clash of the Clans was actually developed by a couple of young guys in Finland or something. And like they're just reaping in buckets of money, like whoa.
Now I have a couple questions for you about recording wise. So I guess the first one would be like when you go to like record one of your tracks, do you just like how do you I guess almost like prep yourself to do it? Like what do you do before you actually sit down and record?
Well, of course, like I have to have an erotic motivation, hey, I got to know that my fucking music is going to work because you guys perceive whether the or whether it's fucking frat guys are being fucked up the ass or whether there's cum flowing down the guy's chin, whether it sounds right, whether it's right, whether the fucking bikers are fucking the frat boys or whatever. So I have to kind of, like if it's not a request like you guys requested or whether the West End Crips or whether, like, I mean, like it from the cowboy or biker boys spectrum, like it's almost like You got to be erotically driven, like to put something good out. Fuck. So that's basically, I'll start my lyrics, and there's a bit of continuity to it, like, so fuck, I just released, for example, Fuck Pig Sean and Cum Pig Sean.
Two great albums.
Oh, that's so fucking cool of you to say that. So then my word, my fucking word bounce. Okay, so then it's, like, okay, fuck pig, you cum pig, you. So then I fucking say, okay, that's enough. Okay, that's my fucking musical career. Then I'll fucking think, oh, gee, it was cool to fucking, and now check this out. The Oink, Oink, Oink trilogy is coming out next.
Can you tell us a little bit about the next coming on, the next couple?
That is what. Hey, that's what it is. The Oink, the Oink, 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 fucking trilogy. Hey, Fuck Pig Sean is oinking away, and that's the next fucking set of fucking songs, dude. He's down on his fucking knees, and there's butter dripping from his fuckhole, and I'm fucking him with my big hard horse cock, and he's going,
oh god,
oink, oink. He's going oink, oink, oink. Like, no shit, like that kind of is the next step. So, and listen, this is exactly it. You can be darn sure that billionaires and the most elitists of all, I don't care if it's French royalty from the past, they had their little idiosyncrasies of having fun. It's called having fun. So the fact is, like, if you can, like, hey, listen, I don't know the last time you've been up to Pornhub or through those realms of leather and bondage and all that cool stuff that is so kinky, but it is so over the top cool. So, hey, that's just like, okay, whether it's Harvard or whether it's Princeton or whether it's Oxford or Cambridge, all the frat boys are going back to school right now. And gee, they've got to, let's get through with the initiations, boys.
Great.
Yeah, definitely. And it's cool, too. One of the main reasons why I was so excited for this in the long run was because, we went over all the facts of just, how edgy everything was and how interesting it was. You don't see somebody else out there, talking about fucking Sean or, just...
Fist fucking Prince Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Prince Harry butt fucked in Africa or Sean butt fucked in the forest so his screams can't
milking
occur.
Sean's boy cock.
Yep.
Fucking right, dude. Sean's boy cum and fucking all of that stuff. So, this is what I say, like to be able to, like I remember a friend of mine, he was actually a prince, and he was a very wealthy guy in Toronto, and he had his Rolls Royce in his gallery, and he was making sculptures that would blow people's mind, and he got into erotic art. And they arrested him, and he fought the case and won the case. And gave freedom of creativity. Whoa. It's like Picasso or Salvador Dali or Rodin, per se. So the fact is we have to appreciate the creative freedom we have. And the fact that, I'm able to do this. And I get more satisfaction, as I say, I think to succinctly encapsulate my whole project with that one phrase of Johnny Cash, I just shot a man to watch him die. And I tell that story to anybody who starts criticizing. Hey, listen, with all that violence out there, you turn on the TV, I just decide I ain't going to go out to movie sets anymore. I told my agent I'm not going to, get up at 5 in the morning to go out and work on a movie project for several days into 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah, this is the gun. The body comes flying. I worked with Jenny Garth from Beverly Hills 90210. And I played a cop. I played another cop, oh, gee, here's your lines. The body comes flying off the building, and fuck that shit. There's so much violence and psycho stuff in the industry that I just said, I don't even want to do it anymore. So it's my project now. The Cowboys, Ram Ranch. And the whole evolution of porn, eroticism, applied to the music industry to allow a person to, push the envelope. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. And another question we actually got, I know you said materialistic things really aren't, something that just it's not really as meaningful as to, your fans and your music. But if you had to pick, as far as a dream car, do you have anything like that specifically?
What I would like. True.
Yeah, like for example, like I know some people really like the Japanese cars, the really expensive vehicles. Anything like that?
Well, my initials are GM, and I've always been a Cadillac guy. I own a beautiful Cadillac, and the fact is the Corvettes are what they are. Hey, I'm not really into, like Ferrari, Lamborghini. The Rolls is beautiful. But listen, that's not my world anymore. My world is my music, my creativity. My creativity is more important than sitting at a red light waiting for it to turn green. Like I've been through that. I've been through all of that stuff, sitting in the back of a limo in Hollywood, at the, on Sunset Boulevard. I've been in the back of limos and had all that privilege. I've had all that stuff. So I think this is why I almost like with you guys, that I respect the techies. The techies kind of, pay homage to technology. It's not what's in your driveway. It's what you see. It's what you see in your eyes that amaze you.
Definitely. Because, at the end of the day, I think about it this way, we can have all this really nice stuff. I'm blessed to have what I have with my job and, my stream, all the support that I get. I have this really nice setup, and I have this really awesome office where I can, just open up myself with my content and everything like it. But at the end of the day, it really has to fill down with what you did, what made you happy with just everything in general. What content you produced and what people you made smile. What hearts you touched that day. And I think that's crazy. Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, like for me to get a compliment back, like as I did even today, a guy sent 12 of my songs saying, these are the best songs you've ever put out, because I touched base with him. I said, gee whiz, I just, touched upon Take Me Now, Bro. And it's blowing my mind. Song, like to think that out of all the catalog of all the stuff that you put out there, all of a sudden that bounces back. Like that's the way the biker cock is, like and Camaro Cowboy and Wild Stud, not only Ram Ranch and Jockstrap Cowboys, but these songs come back. And you say, holy heavens, to be able to structure something like that. Moby was a tech wizard that used to put stuff out in his bedroom, and all of a sudden, like, whoa. So, like, to be able to do stuff like that, with the technology that we're able to pull together, particularly with a half-decent budget now, is mind-blowing. Is mind-blowing.
Now let me ask you.
I'm just lucky to have the financial, which allows me to do this. So I've worked hard all my life to get where I am. It's not as if all of a sudden, and I've taken chances. I've gone into Hollywood when I had, like $100 million table. I said, so I was like Maria Carey, and I just decided that, I don't want the big mansion castle. I don't want to be a bird in a cage. I want to do something important, like Picasso, Scorpio, Rodin was Scorpio. Like these guys left the legacy in the world that, like, whoa. Salvador Dali or Dante or George Lucas, great actors, like Eminem, fuck, Bruce Springsteen, Elton John. Pink Floyd, like fuck, Tool.
Oh, we got a few more questions in. Actually, one being from Nick. I know we were talking a little bit about the Ram Ranch game that was supposed to be released, and there's really no sort of like specific date on it right now. I know he has some big works on that as well. Now, real quick, as far as if the game does launch and when it does, did you have any set price point? Make it free? Anything like that?
Gee whiz, no specific, realm like that yet. But hey, if you guys can pay for, Clash of the Clans,
definitely,
then a comparable element would be fine.
Now, I do gotta ask, on the topic of the game, since we're gamers and we love to just open up the content, show it on stream, just anytime somebody's interested in any sort of indie company, I'm always all about that. Now, if Ram Ranch the game does decide to launch, is there any possible way that we could test it for you? Just, give our response as review. That would be fantastic.
Totally, absolutely. I'll issue a beta, a fucking launch issue to you guys, and you can, bounce it around.
Definitely. That would be fantastic.
Hey, see if you guys get through the showers.
Awesome. And then...
Now let me ask...
Oh, go ahead. I was actually going to say, there's another question. Grant, what is your favorite sport, if you have one? And then do you have a favorite team or anything like that?
Hey, of course, I like swimming. You know, I just go doing laps in the pool, you know. Excuse me, but of course, Toronto Maple Leafs, you know, gee whiz, of course, gee whiz, I would have to say, you know, like Chelsea, you know, World Cup.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Hey, of course, and, you know, like Boston and Los Angeles, you know, like Edmonton and Calgary, and you come through these teams of, you know, like these guys have been around from Bobby Orr and, you know, Gretzky. So you got to realize that, you know, these guys are amazing to be able to, and look at Crosby. Look at fucking Crosby pulling these, you know.
Oh, yeah,
wow.
Definitely. And being from the main states, yeah.
Hey, of course, if you've been following my songs, the Crosby songs out there, Crosby in the fucking shower.
Now, are you into hockey at all? Because of the song Boston Boys, you talk about.
Hey, in high school, yeah, in high school, I was the manager of the school team, and you know, like it was fun stuff. Of course, I'm into hockey. You know, like Crosby. Whoa, look at Crosby. He's fucking doing it. Brilliant. You know, yeah. So, but to be able to, and then of course, look at fucking idiot Tebow. Drags the cross out onto the field. Then look at Tom Brady. So fucking cool. So you'd have to say New England is the epitome of fucking coolness. Tom Brady is like, whoa. So, yeah.
Definitely. Now, let me ask you, what would you consider, in your own opinion, for your music, what would you consider to be your personal favorite song, and what would you consider to be the song that you believe that you worked your hardest on?
That's a good question.
Well, gee, the irony is, like, as at this moment, like, "Take Me Now, Bro" is coming out as a sleeper song, and "Biker Cock" starts out. That is so fucking beautiful, like leather, you know, the leather falls on the floor, you know, like, and, you know, like, of course, Ram Ranch and Jockstrap Cowboys. Jockstrap Cowboys went viral. That has to be a song that I appreciate because it brought you guys closer to me, Jockstrap Cowboys. So, you know, and of course, Ram Ranch, I can't overlook those. But, you know, like there's songs out there, whether it's Huge Cock or Meat Cock or, you know, like, excuse me, Soldier Boy, or whether it's Water Polo Boy. Like on the UCLA campus, gee whiz, like where the pool was, the Water Polo Boys would be out there playing water polo. So when I hear Water Polo Boy, I think of the UCLA campus. So that brings me back to that particular point. And the song is put together so absolutely amazingly, you know, beyond my comprehension. So when it blows my mind, you know, like that is, and then Camaro Cowboy and Wild Stud, you know, like there's some songs out there that, you know, kind of, but hey, Fist fucking Prince Harry butt fucked in Africa. Those two songs like are so fucking good because
classics.
Because they're tongue-in-cheek. They're fucking tongue-in-cheek. So you can just have fun with them and say, oh my God, like that is so fucking wild. Holy dude, like Prince Harry's down in Africa right now. And like, oh yeah, Prince Harry, butt fucked in Africa. So you got to have fun. You got to be able to laugh at these fucking songs. That's why, you know, like
definitely.
That's why, you know, like I just picture you guys up there laughing. Like the guy with the container of milk, and here he's listening to Jockstrap Cowboys for the first time. Drink that piss. And he fucking chokes on the milk. It is so over the top, you know. So you got to have fun with it, you know. Like fuck. And as was the case there today with that new song that I just put out, it's, you know, like that shot of the cover if it's approved by iTunes.
Definitely.
That is so cutting edge because it kind of brings you guys, like that looks like the Grog Boy. You've captured him out in space, and now he's leaning up against a wall begging to be fucked. And holy fuck, dude, like, whoa. Like, you've got to have that edginess to it to really, you know, make it over the top. So, yeah. But, you know, Cadillac Riding Cowboy. Cadillac Riding Cowboy and Lonesome Boy in Tennessee and Best Friend Jake. Those 3 songs. That's why, like, when I do an interview, excuse me, I start off with those 3 elements to let people know that that's where Ram Ranch came from. You know, Lonesome Boy in Tennessee, and, you know, Best Friend Jake and Cadillac Riding Cowboy. You know, Costume Jet and the Runway, Just Where We Want to Go, Preface Tracks, Trails, and Toad. Like that. And not only that, those songs are not raunchy. They're just, you know, regular cowboys, regular country songs, but they wouldn't make it in fucking Nashville. So I figured, fuck that. Let's have some fun with this business. Let's have some fun with it. Let's get the Cowboys really rocking, you know. Fuck Ram Ranch. Fuck. So there you go. Ram Ranch, I guess, is the nucleus of what this whole project represents. Yeah. But, you know, there's all kinds of ones in there. You know, the Getty's $1 billion. $1 billion is a cornerstone of my career. My first song, you know, whoa. So rap opened the door for me. So it's important, without question.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's all kinds of them out there that, you know, are just absolutely over the top. You know, like, and I hear them again, you know, like, it's like, you know, whoa. But yeah, like Virgin Boy Holes, you know, like, that song blows my fucking mind, you know, how it could come together that well with the background sounds and the way that it fucking flows. So, you know, I'm over here right now looking at my fucking shelf with over 200 titles of my fucking CDs, from Sailor Boy, Loving You, Cowboy, and of course Cowboy, and fucking Loving You, Cowboy, and Loving You, Cowboy. Those 3 fucking songs are just over the top phenomenal. So when you listen to Cowboy and you say, what a fucking song, you know, like, and Oil Rigger Boy, fucking oil is so fucking good, dude. Oil that butthole, you know, like, that is so fucking. So, you know, like, there's those elements, and then you come through the Halifax Dalhousie spectrum of Queensland Beach and fucking Halifax and Dalhousie. Fuck, there's so many of them. Della, fucking Sean, and all that stuff. So you come through all of that fucking element of Blow Me and Take Me Now, Bro. There's Take Me Now, Bro, coming out here now. It's standing out so much. That's, you know, kind of bringing it all full circle, because, you know, like, for me to have put that out lets me know that he was, you know, it excuse me, kind of lets me know that. And then, as you guys says, off the cuff, Time Machine floats through, and then I get compliments all over the world saying, fuck, man, that is so fine. So, you know, like, but, you know, like, so you got to kind of go with the flow, and you know, it's that one particular one there that, you know, that Virgin Boy Holes. Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is right here. Virgin Boy Holes. If there was a song, if there's a fucking song that means a lot to me, Virgin Boy Holes. Fuck. That one is pretty heavy duty. So that's and I put that out when my friend was passing away in the hospital, and that was kind of an opportunity for me to kind of have an outlet. I was doing that song when that happened, so, you know, like, it came together during a pretty powerful point in my life. So, you know, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, guys. Okay, listen. You know, I'm just thrilled and honored to be here. And the fact is, ultimately, Texas is as it is. Houston is underwater. And if we can pay homage, which, you know, a lot of us have done personally and privately to help those guys out down there, then, because we think, you know, as we walk around with our lights on and they're floating around in the water with snakes and alligators and no power and fending, you know, through difficult times, you know, we can't overlook that. So
yeah, definitely.
But ultimately, to create something of significance in your life is important, whether it's Picasso or Rodin, you know, the thinker, or Eminem, you know, like, is significant. So we got to pay homage to the creative, you know, excuse me, characters out there. Whether it's, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien doing The Hobbit, and as an interesting point, which I've learned, you know, like when Tolkien did The Hobbit, he was entertaining his grandchildren while his son was flying with the against the Luftwaffe. So how heavy is that?
It's crazy. And you know, one thing I wanted to say, you know, I was a little bit quiet there. I was listening to everything you had to say. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty on my end, but we had a couple of different questions asked that you know, I definitely were taking note of in the chat. I know Red actually was saying, you know, do you have a favorite food, favorite animal, you know, a favorite artist other than yourself? And then I know another user, Seaglance, he actually asked if you were ever going to have a pop figure or anything like, you know, maybe any sort of like merchandise, T-shirts, anything like that.
Well, gee whiz, I've touched upon products there, you know, but I kind of find, you know, like my singles, you know, my songs are my products, you know. Ultimately, you know, I like Italian food. I've been to Italy. I've been to Milano and Rome, and you know, I love lasagna. I love lobster. I love steak. You know, I used to have a black Great Dane dog. I lost him when I went out to California. I love Paris. You know, gee whiz. I love, you know, cooking. I love, you know, steak. You know. Gee, lobster. I love lobster.
Definitely.
I love clams. Love oysters. Fried
oh yeah,
clams.
definitely. Are you a big sushi guy at all?
I think I burnt myself at sushi because all it is goddamn rice. hey, you're lucky to get a piece of salmon in there, man. You're lucky to get some sushi. All it is fucking wrapped rice. These great big globs of rice. You know, fuck. Give me a lobster. Give me several lobsters or a nice big steak. Anything.
Definitely.
Although I love pasta. I love, you know, like basil and you know, like a good pasta, linguine. A good linguine is nice, you know, or lasagna, you know, yeah.
Sean's boycock.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I love... Oh, my favorite food is fucking cum.
Oh shit!
It's great.
Give me a fucking break.
Now, as far as
licking your butthole. I remember last night I said, "Hey, don't use KY, don't use butter," and I said, "It's an Orville Rickenbacker."
Fucking Orville Redenbachers.
Oh, fuck, absolutely. Like,
that's great.
Sean's butthole dripping in butter. You're eating that fucking hole.
Now, how did you and Sean meet? I know we talked a little bit about it, but I don't think I ever asked.
Well, you know, gee whiz, hey, you know, like I think it's best if we just kind of go into the corner of cowboys and frat boys, you know, like. But hey, so you guys are from Pennsylvania. One guy's from Washington D.C. Do you actually go to university?
Currently, right now, I'm actually going to be going back to school in I want to say right around the fall time. So right around probably like December, November. I'm actually going to be going back for a business degree with you know, management and stuff like that. I graduated in 2015. I just started working. I did a lot of different stuff with IT. And funny story about this stream, I actually work for the Red Cross, which is one of the reasons why I was super excited to do it.
Great.
Yeah, I'm actually a service technician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so which one of you guys actually writes code and can create games and is really that advanced into like you know, game structuring and codes? Like, is there one of you guys that are so advanced like that?
I definitely have a little bit of standpoint on my own. Like throughout high school, I did a lot of stuff with coding and different things like that. We actually made a couple different platformer games with some different software. So, I mean, I don't know what experience you have, Tom, but I mean, I definitely have some stuff under my belt.
I mean, I took. I mean, I'm in high school right now. I took a basic IT class my freshman year. I'm going into other kind of coding classes this coming sophomore year, but I'm actually planning to go into cybersecurity. That I want that to be my major. But I've done some coding shit on my own. I gotta say, I actually enjoy it.
Well, there's no question that, you know, excuse me, to take something from your visualization into a product is gigantic with capital letters, because, you know, like to structure, oh gee, there's an aqueduct, there's a castle, there's a character moving about. like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Multiply that by, say, several 100,000 steps. And then multiply that into your quadrillion and quintillion. And once you get up into decillion, then you have your game.
Oh, man.
That's how complex. That's how complex it is. So that's why I say, when these guys come out with, you know, like, whoa, it is mind-blowing. So that's why I have so much respect for these game creators. Like, whoa.
Like Clash of Clans, like Call of Duty.
That's why, you know, like when we mention names like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, look at the Oracle guy. The Oracle guy does software like for Chase Manhattan Bank. Excuse me. That's why when you go in with your card and take out $1,000, it works. Oracle sells the actual program like to Chase Manhattan or to, you know, Bank of America or to American Express. He does the software for the banks for like $427,000.
That's crazy. So much money being thrown around.
Yeah, but that's the Oracle guy. Fuck. So Bill Gates with his Windows, whom I respect wholeheartedly. Steve Jobs, you know. The Oracle guy is like, that's like the Tesla guy who put PayPal together and shots and, you know, spacecrafts and electric cars, you know, like just the brilliance, you know. So you got to realize how ultra complex those levels are, and these tech wizards that are able to do that, you know, like, whoa. So, you know, doing songs aside, you know, when you enter into trying to put a game together, it is so multi-dimensional. Yeah.
Definitely. We got a couple new people in the stream. What's up, Sam? Welcome. We're actually doing the Grant Macdonald interview tonight, so if there's any questions that you want to answer, feel free. We actually have a question from Toss 'em Back. Now, this one's a little bit more of like I want to say it's more of an edgier question, so if you don't feel comfortable answering it, no worries.
How many mouthfuls of cum do I drink a day? How many buttholes do I fuck a week? And how many fucking... Okay, shoot, go ahead.
Okay, so what he said was, Grant, have you ever considered making, and excuse the term, normal music? Sorry if the question was asked, was away for a bit. Now he...
Hey, listen, I just released Forever. It just fucking come out as a re-release over the past week. It just basically come out like today. Forever, here's the lyrics. Till the last wave goes out to sea, there'll always be just you and me, our hearts intertwined until the end of time. To be with you is like nothing on this earth, to hold you, to love you, to need you, to want you, to have you, forever. This special day as we wed proves the love we share. There's no greater love anywhere. My heart is yours, your heart is mine. Together we truly shine until the end of time, till the last wave. So, excuse me, and then till the last sitting of to be as one, our hearts intertwined until the end of time, forever, till the last word. They'll always be just reading. Till the last sentence, hearts intertwined. Okay, so there.
Definitely.
But the fact of the matter is, this is my point. Excuse me. I did Best Friend Jake. Send it down to Nashville. Two guys go swimming in the lake, you know, trading on the Dow. You know, used to have a sow. You know, just a cute little country song. They wouldn't fucking hear about it because there was about two fucking guys. You know, oh gee, you're alluding that it's two gay boys. You know, how dare you send that down to Nashville? But check this out. As I said to you last night, they would take a donation to their church, which is a division of the country radio station. So then I fucking put out Lonesome Boy in Tennessee one day, hoping to be like Dolly. So this, and the cover, as you know, is this fucking super cool guy in his fucking tights with his bicycle with about a 12-inch cock, fucking cock, and he's Lonesome Boy in Tennessee, like on the streets of Nashville. Like, I've been to fucking Nashville. So here he's on the streets of Nashville, and they won't play his fucking music per se. So then I brought out Cadillac Riding Cowboy. You know, a Gulfstream jet on the runway, just is where we want to go. Previs and tractor trailers in tow. As if to say, fuck you, Nashville. I got my fucking bucks and I got my career the way I want to. I don't need you fuckheads down there with your fucking crosses. So basically, I've been through that. I've been through the fucking wholesome, fucking cute country music world of fucking religious extremism And that's why.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, CMT just shut down in fucking Canada. They just dragged their crosses. Oh, yeah, I'd just like to thank the Lord Jesus Christ. Like, I fucking said to someone the other day, when they go to shoot those fucking country and western fucking videos, they've got a case of about 367 crosses. And before they fucking do the shoot, they go around with the fucking crosses, handing them out to you. Okay, put a cross, put another cross on. You gotta have lots of crosses. Fucking bullshit. So that just perpetuates hate. So if fucking Nashville, there's more goddamn religious foundations based in fucking Nashville than anywhere else in America. So, you know, they push that shit out, and it's destroying the country music industry, and it's even destroying a lot of the fucking weekend shithead up here drags his fucking crosses around. He's just self-destructing. So the fact is, you know, that's why I want to push my fucking music in the other corner and say, fuck you guys, cowboys and cowboys, frat boys, and fucking letting your honesty come out and saying, let's have some fun together, boys. You know, we don't have to fucking, you know, be manipulated by this cult religion, you know. So I think, you know, like, it gives me more satisfaction being able to do that, you know. Whoa, utilizing technology and creativity. So
definitely.
I think, you know, the satisfaction I get from that corner drives me, and having the creative freedom and technology, you know, the technological freedom to release stuff and to do stuff like that. That's basically what this whole, you know, discussion is about tonight. The freedom to utilize technology to create something.
Perfect. And real quick, another question from me, and then we got a question from Big Sam the Ham. Now, with everything that you've talked with us, you know, me, Tom, you know, just all the Grog Boys and everything in general, if at some point, you know, I know down in October, we're going to be going and doing an Extra Life charity stream to basically, you know, help the kids out with, you know, cancer and stuff like that. It's going to be going straight to, you know, all the different hospitals that provide for St. Jude's. I normally do I do a charity live stream once a year. We try to do it for at least 24 hours. If at any point closer in October, if we could find a time, would you be willing to, you know, hop on stream for a little while, talk to us, hang out, you know, just, you know, talk a little bit more?
Totally.
I would really appreciate that, Grant. That would be fantastic.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely.
That would be amazing.
Hey, listen, you know, I'm a humble guy who appreciates my fans out there, because, you know, when I hear them compliment, you know, jockstrap cowboys and you know, shucks Luke, you sure are hung or something, you know, that means so much to me. And to have my fans out there, you know, like, it's just so important. So
now, have you
beautiful.
ever thought about live shows, like doing a live show, like in front of an audience?
Well, you know, a guy in San Antonio, Texas, over the past 2 months offered to put bands together down there to start laying out tracks of my music, to be able to do my music and to launch a show. And all I would have to do is walk out on the stage, and they would have a whole night show. Right? And excuse me, you know, I just felt, hey, it sounds so great. It's nice to see the Tool or Metallica Prevo tractor trailers going down the road, but it's still a massive feat. Excuse me. And it's just a question of whether, you know, this is why I say, you know, technology has allowed us to do what we are doing now. So, like, to push yourself out there to do that, you know, I think that's my dream number 3. I didn't answer. I gave you my 2 dreams. My dream number 3 would be to do live shows. There's no question whatsoever. Because, like I say to guys, you know, I say, listen, if you ever saw Joaquin Phoenix do the movie of Johnny Cash, which what's-her-name picked up an Academy Award for playing June Carter. See, I entered this whole industry as an actor through Hollywood. So for me to go out on stages like David Bowie or whomever, to go out there and do my music, it's almost like as an actor, I'm going out there doing my music. And to be able to do something like that would be so over the top. Of course, I would be honored to do something like that.
Definitely.
But yeah, I know, but it is something that, you know, there was a production in Toronto many years ago called Hair, and, you know, like, to do an actual, you know, one location launch of several shows, you know, it's almost like doing it on Broadway. the Ram Ranch version of shows in one spot, and let my fans fly into the city and watch the show. Like that's how Broadway came about.
Definitely, yeah, it's crazy.
So like to make a point, I've worked on so many TV shows, and for me to go like Divorce Court, for example, I'd go on the set of Divorce Court, like you're on the set, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden you'd see all the lights starting, bzz, bzz, all the cameras, all the editing rooms, all the power being turned on, and it's the whole same theory of a movie studio. Only the TV studios are one location. They're not moving all over the place all the time. So to be able to appreciate, so I've always appreciated that theory of, it's like Letterman per se. Only it's like it's like Dallas or like just whatever show you're like Game of Thrones. Like they have their sets. They turn on all the power, and then the actors come out on the set. So the fact is, that's Broadway for you. Hey, there's lots of musical things that have evolved that realm. Hey, I communicate. I send my stuff out to some heavies. So if I ever got the opportunity to launch a live show in one location, then that would be the perfect way to do it. So. That would be a possibility, and then that way you're not going down the highway with your Prevost smashing into an overpass and having all your equipment stolen and all involved with immigration and how long you going to be in the country, boy? Like fuck you.
Yeah.
So to visualize that. That is something that I am even visualizing, like to set up a fucking studio or a theater environment, and Ram Ranch is the name of the fucking production, and it's playing like, every fucking night, and, there's a lineup, and it's held over per se, Hey, Meatloaf is coming into town to do his fucking show. So, it's the same premise, Hey, like Phantom of the Opera is not too far off, Only in my case, it's fucking naked cowboys. hey, then I don't have to haul all naked cowboys all over the country.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's great.
Hey, listen to this one. It's almost if you visualize what you're going to tractor trailers as they're going down the road where there's huge cock.
Oh man, jeez. Yeah, and
can you imagine 7 tractor trailers going down the road with huge cock written on the side of the tractor trailer? It's the huge cock tour.
Oh my
boy.
God, that would be in latent terms, that would be giant. It would be huge.
Or boy pussy. It's the boy pussy tour. Or huge cock.
Boy Pussy was a great album.
Oh, thanks, man. That is so fun.
I've listened to like almost all of your material over the course of the past month or so.
Hey, this is Greg that's talking right now.
It's nuts, Tom.
Oh, is it Tom? Thank you, Tom, for saying that. That is so fucking cool, dude. Whoa. That is so fucking cool. But hey, or Prince Harry butt fucked in Africa tour. Oh my God. Like that. Fist fucking Prince Harry tour. Oh my God.
That would put up so much controversy, but I guarantee you that would probably be the once in a lifetime biggest sort of thing that's never happened before.
Tour.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All these tractor trailers going.
Awesome. We got some more questions in the chat. Let me see here real quick. Let me go ahead and bring homage out to 2 more people. After Tom. The Bossmaker 66 had followed the stream. Thank you for following the stream, man. Much appreciated.
Yeah,
and
thanks, guys.
Aladel, thank you for following as well. And then we got a question from Sam. Actually, we got 2. First one, he said, what is your mom or your parents, what do they think of Ram Ranch and the whole concept behind it? And then we also went through it about 3 or 4 times. Does Grant play any video games? He more so focuses on his music, and that's what he does for his game. So I think that's really cool that he puts passion into it. But yeah, what does your mom think of Ram Ranch?
Well, Well, she doesn't quite know entirely what's going on. No. Hey, listen, I played Bucking Cowboy for, and of course that's with a B, and she thought that was with an F. And I says, no, Mom, it's Bucking Cowboy. I said, it's Bucking Cowboy. I wrote it. I know it's Bucking. And she says, are you sure that's Bucking? And so listen. So then after that, I come out with my main phrase, and I said, listen, Johnny Cash wrote a phrase once in a lyric. I just shot a man to watch him die. So don't you come back at me crapping on my project, because my project is about cowboys and cowboys. And as I throw back Emma too, I said, listen, Mom, you had 9 kids. I said, we're reborn, with immaculate conception. So don't come out as if the sex or the erotic world doesn't exist. So, if it happens to exist between a couple of guys, then gee whiz, we're proud and we have fun. So don't come down on us with all of your position. So hey, and now my songs are starting to become successful, and she's just absolutely amazed. I told her Cadillac Riding Cowboy #1 and all this stuff that's doing well, and I get whatever. So now they're proud of my project. So hey, full circle.
Definitely. And that's one of the biggest things about, being an indie producer or just somebody that's really trying to make it with themselves. For me, as an example, at first my parents were just like, why do you want to sit on the computer and play games for people when you could just be playing them yourself? And then I told them, I have people that come on and they log on all the time. Sometimes the views fluctuate, but even still, it's all about the people. You show them something, it makes them happy, and it really just, it puts a different perspective on it too, especially with the different business aspects with it too. Fantastic.
Totally. And now, like, the social network is so significant. Like, we're chatting tonight with guys, asking questions, and the interconnection that you have with people all over the world is so significant. I over the past communicated with so many people all over the world, and it's bringing us together. We don't have to be walking the streets. We don't have to be burning gasoline. We are communicating with the people that are with us. So they get it, so they're the people that we want to be with and communicate. They're just a button away, So it's significant to appreciate the technology that we have and what it has done for us.
Definitely. Definitely. Oh man, it's definitely crazy, especially with social media and whatnot. Honestly, I'm gonna say this right now. I've prodded and prated. I've told him plenty of times. Just a big thanks to Tom, because without him, sending emails, getting in contact with you, and you just staying persistent, this wouldn't have happened. So we got to give a big round of applause for Tom for making this happen.
For sure, Tom. I'm just honored to have fans like you, and gee whiz, and not only that, to have Grog Boys song coming to the system next week into iTunes, and to have fun with the cover guy, and he's now become a character in this whole project, so to be able to contribute, through a creative project to the techies and the guys who have supported me with my music. I bounced around there. They don't know I'm visiting, and all of a sudden my songs are playing. I'm just so honored, it's really something, so that's what I say. The creative satisfaction of a project surpasses anything materialistic that you could be driving down the road to have your creative project shared and appreciated is something, and to contribute to our pride, our satisfaction and being and who we are. Cool guys, fucking reaching out and holding another cool guy in your arms and whispering in their ear that I love you.
Well, honestly, Greg, first of all, it was no problem doing this. I knew how much you wanted this, and I wanted to help make it happen. And, Greg, Grant, once again, I'm just like, it's just super great to have you here,
Definitely.
It's just awesome, the idea that I was actually able to reach out to you and get you on here.
I'm just mind blown by it, I guess.
I think it's just a big round of applause to everybody. You know, Grant for showing up on the stream. You know, you, Tom, for, you know, reaching out and just making it happen. And then, you know, me for just putting everything together, setting the stream up, and, you know, just really doing something different. And I think that's, you know, just a big pat on the back to everybody. I think we really did something cool here tonight. And honestly, it's just something that is completely different with it, too. So.
Well, Tom, and Greg, you know, like to appreciate the technology and how far you guys have reached. I mean, Twitch TV and the whole, you know, structure that you guys have built up there is so phenomenal. So, yeah, you've grasped the technological aspects of it and built upon it with your fan base, and that is huge. And the fact is, you know, for it to come together like this, and as I alluded to, excuse me, I think, you know, the musical and movie industry, you know, like I've always noticed this, you know, like Jeremy Irons on a David Cronenberg set. And, you know, David Cronenberg directing, and, you know, like in the industry, your lines are referred to as your speech. Like when the director yells action, you've got to have your lines ready. And sometimes an actor might have 84 lines. And the fact is, that's why it's so fucking brilliant. These guys, whether it's, you know, whomever, you know, like Mr. Russell Crowe from Australia in Gladiator, when Ridley Scott yells action, excuse me, and Joaquin Phoenix is there. And, you know, their budget might be $25 million, but you've got to have your stuff together. And that's why you respect these actors. So when David Cronenberg yelled, you know, action, and Jeremy Irons, who won an Academy Award for Klaus von Bülow, for playing Klaus von Bülow in that movie, won an Academy Award. So Jeremy Irons is our Richard Burton. So the fact is, as he did his lines, when he finished his last line, Jeremy Irons, David Cronenberg did not even want to yell cut, because the whole atmosphere was so profoundly heavy and brilliant.
Definitely.
That Jeremy Irons' words just floated through the air. And every one of us were so mind blown that Cronenberg was speechless. He couldn't even yell cut. So, you know, to be a part of the industry, the movie industry, whether it's Star Wars or whether it's, you know, Saving Private Ryan, or whether it's, you know, Citizen Kane, or frankly Scarlet, I don't give a damn. You know, the masterpieces that these geniuses have put out. Excuse me. And the same thing applies to the music industry. Eminem, 8 Mile, Springsteen, Elton John, Tool. So to see these brilliant geniuses come through the system, whether it's Zeppelin or Pink Floyd, I mean, you know, I go to a Tool show, or you're walking by the Prevost buses, you know, like, and, you know, who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out of your mind, you know, like to create something that's so tangible, you know, like that is their song, you know, then it's you know, it is just masterful. So like, hey, for me, in my way, for me to hear my spoonerism or wherever, you know, shucks Luke, you sure are hung, like, and spoonerism to be yelling, Grant. Hey, that is such a compliment. You know, fuck. Here's this little guy who put a fucking song out, and now it has become something, you know. So that's why I'm fucking honored. And my fucking whole premise of when I started with this fucking little dialogue, it is the guys who have worked hard in the industry appreciate the fans. You know, if somebody inherited it, like fucking Sheen, whose father was a fucking actor, and he's, you know, yapping and walked into the industry, Mark Sheen's fucking Charlie boy, you know, oh yeah, you know, like they're obviously, they never worked for what they have. So, but the ones who have worked hard for what they have appreciate what they have and how hard they had to work for it, and the fans, they appreciate the fans, and they're humble, you know. Fuck, I never ever, you know, think, you know, oh yeah, I deserve this, you know. No, I did the best I can, and if somebody likes it, I'm honored. I'm fucking honored.
Exactly.
I just feel,
exactly.
yeah, exactly. Absolutely, absolutely. And the good who have put something good out deserve, you know, a compliment in return. So, you know, like if it's in that way, then it's appreciated. It's
Definitely.
appreciated.
Definitely. We got another follow in the chat. Alex GXR, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. And, you know, that's one of the biggest things about it, too, Grant. I honestly got to say, you know, you have people that are just so humble to just be doing things. You know, have people that are out there just trying to make money, just trying to, you know, just do it for the fame.
Hey, well, hey, that's why, like even Princess Diane, when she came, she embraced the AIDS people with their gloves on, and she was a real person. And there's people out there helping the homeless, and there's people out there helping the people in Houston, and there's people out there that are not looking for anything in return, but doing the best they can. You know, those are the ones. It's like the soldiers over fighting for our freedom. You know, like, fuck, dude, they're in harm's way. I mean, Houston is tough, believe me, but there's soldiers getting killed over in, you know, like Iraq and Afghanistan and Syria, you know, just left and right who are out there, you know. So those are the guys, you know, we think us techies and creative artists, you know, whoa, that is something, isn't it? You know, but really, when you put it in perspective of the ambulance drivers and the police and all those guys that are out in the front, you know, then, you know, we can put ourselves in a perspective of, gee, you know. So I think, you know, like it's... that's why I say my dad, he fought, you know, right at D-Day in Normandy through Caen, and he tells me, you know, they figured after they got through the Normandy landing on D-Day that it would be, you know, they were in Caen like for 9 weeks of sniper fire, total hell, like beyond what's in any movie. Excuse me. Then to the Battle of the Scheldt, then they got near Antwerp, and then the Nazis fell back, and they figured everything would be fine. Then the Nazis came back 5 times as powerful, and then this First World War with the horses and the gas and the mud and the tunnels, and like, whoa. So, you know, like the soldiers are pretty heroic. So us techie guys, you know, but succinctly, we have to embrace the fact that we have freedom within America. So when you see, you know, anything happening like in Moscow coming down heavy on our, it's pretty nasty, and Uganda's. But yeah, hey, Tony Perkins, that fuckhead has been over to Uganda and Russia digging up shit. So these religious bastards, I think, you know, to expose these religious bastards for who they are. You know, like I think that was my second dream to come true. Is huge, and I'm trying to do the best I can. You know, I've sent my book. I have a coffee table book at Amazon, you know, colored pages, $600 US that I've sent to you know, like Archbishop of Canterbury, Obama, and the presidents around the world, and I've got a nice letter back from Archbishop of Canterbury, and you know, so if you can try to push the spectrum of acceptability and expose the Bible and Torah for what it is, just a bunch of fables and evil writings, is important, you know. So
yeah.
I think, you know, like to stand up with our cool cowboys and cool guys, you know. I just get a lot of satisfaction out of, you know, having my songs out there, you know, like whether it's Oil Rigger, Boyer, Camaro, Cowboy, you know, just songs that have kind of, you know, come full circle, and you say, hell, I'm just honored to be able to have done that, you know, in our world. Gee whiz, you know, like technology has allowed us to do that. So, you know.
Definitely, yeah, and it's crazy, you know, just going through all of the different just the aspects of pretty much everything, the music, you know, the industry, and just everything like that. And I know you've probably seen your fair share of corruption and whatnot, and, you know, I'm glad that you've kept a heavy head. I'm definitely
absolutely
glad.
But to be able to have freedom to do this, because it wasn't that long ago that artists just fell to the wayside because, you know, like the executives would say, hey, no, I don't want that, you know, no, we're not going to accept that. So they would just fall down like a ball going down the alley of a bowling league, you know, the bowling alley. So the fact of the matter is now we can say, fuck you, we don't need you. We don't need big labels. You know, I can do this on my own. I don't fucking need you, and I can do it the way I want. So this is the biggest sense of satisfaction that I'm getting. Fuck, whoa, come flowing, big hard cocks, fuck you, up your ass. Bend over, you fucking Universal Studios executive. Fucking you, Like, fuck you. Deep, yeah. And then, as I said to you guys last week, said, your music is so amazing because not only do you sometimes, retain the same premise, every song is different. That's the mind-blowing thing about it. Like, how many songs can you fucking release about deeper, and bend over? I'm gonna fucking ram this thing down. Deeper. But the fact is, then ironically, for layers to it, and then grabbing the back of your head, ramming the speaker down your throat like that, and then of course it builds. It's like a Tool song, it's a Pink Floyd song. It's different. The whole structure and texture flows. Fuck. So, like, to be able to do that is so phenomenal. Amazing.
Definitely. It brings a new light. It just makes everything sound, and it's just crazy that we have the freedoms that we do.
Exactly. It's the same thing when you guys are playing your games, like to see these characters, flowing in, and whether it's monsters or whether it's whatever, it's amazingly brilliant. So you got to grasp the opportunities. It's almost just when you think you're okay. I do not think it's like, gee, over the past couple of days I figured, okay, that's enough. I'm not going to release any more music. I think I've gone to the edge. I said to Sean, I've gone to the edge of the spectrum. I'm not going to release any more. So what did I do today? As I say, I released Grog Boys. Fuck. Hey, great. I've come back from the edge of the spectrum and released Grog Boys for some cool guys on the East Coast of America. Give me a fucking break, Pennsylvania way.
Definitely. I'm just glad to see that you're really appreciating the fans for what we are and for what you do, and just really going through the requests and stuff like that. Fantastic work.
For sure. I'm totally honored that my fans are having fun with it, and like to think, oh gee whiz, like this is going to be up on iTunes, and Eric and Gavin's getting fucked. There's Tom and this fucking kicked down, fucking Gavin, fucking like whoa. So if I can impart a bit of fun, I'm getting seen them too. So whoa, it is so cool.
Oh, well, welcome back, Red. Good to have you here. We got a comment from Sam. Wow, my mom said that is a bad word.
Said that. Okay, said what was a bad word?
What word were you referring to, Sam? Was there a bad word in between? Was it the cocks? Was it the fucking? What was it?
Boy hole.
Oh.
Now let me ask you something. As far as just all of the words that you've said throughout the songs, what would you say is your favorite word? Just one word.
Deeper. Like fuck.
Yeah,
deep. I think that summarizes all my.
I'm not gonna lie. Deeper. As far as the deep goes, I will say another iconic one that I've noticed in a lot of different songs that I've listened to.
Shucks, Luke.
Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Right, oh yeah. Yeah, drink that cum. Swallow all like fucking word. Oh, fucking right, absolutely.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, down to the floor. Hey, no, my favorite phrase that is coming through this is, down in the floor, you fucking whore. Put your head up against the bed. Down in the floor, you fucking whore. Head up against the bed.
Oh, that's great.
Ram the big hard 12-inch hard cocky down your throat, boy. Holy fuck. Honest to God. Yeah, but this is the whole fun of it. This is what blows my mind. That fuck iTunes and all my fucking fans out there. I upload my fucking music to fucking iTunes and all over the fucking world, and they don't give a fuck because they respect the creative freedom of the artist now. Fuck. So we're all working together, and that's what I am just totally thrilled with. That I have this opportunity to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, because because it's provided by the techies. Steve Jobs was a fucking tech. you know, all these fucking guys that put all these fucking sites together that allow the indie artists to put their stuff out there are techies. And they say, fuck, let's all work together in this. You fucking give whatever you fucking want. If that's your creative project, man, we're going to work together. Put it up there, dude. You know?
Yeah.
So it's the technological respect we have for each other. Fuck. So in the days of like Nashville, no, we can't release that. So fuck you guys. You're in the old world, fuckheads. You know, now this is the world of the techie. So the techies are allowing this like fucking, you know, like gee whiz, you know, look at the fucking Amazon. Look at them. So amazing. Amazon is like, whoa. That is Jeff Bezos has created such a phenomenal structure for the
artists. Big difference. Yeah, definitely
for the indie art, because now, you know, excuse me, Steve Jobs did it for iTunes and music. Fucking, you know, like Jeff Bezos is doing it for film. So this is why my big dream, like when I went to Hollywood, is now coming to pass. So I'm now able to have, you know, like the video element, the film element with my soundtracks. Because in a lot of cases when I did my music, it was almost as if I was scoring a film. Because I had, you know, like my visualization, excuse me, of Hugecock or Oil Rigger Boy or Ram Ranch Cowboys, I visualized, excuse me, the cowboys in the showers, they're more out in the yard, blah, 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 you know. So, I mean, it's basically, you know, like writing a script, only it's scoring your film.
Yeah.
Hoping the film is going to be done one day. In all of my cases. So, I remember once I was in Hollywood there, and I called over to the studio that was doing the Lord of the Rings, the animated version, Ralph Bakshi directing. So I called, and she said, "Oh, if you like, I could put you through to Mr. Bakshi. He's in the studio." So I was talking to Ralph Bakshi, the director of Lord of the Rings, who put together the animated version. Like, I've always been a Tolkien fan for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. So Ralph says, "Come on over, Grant. You know, like the guys are here working in the studio, and I'll take you through the studio." So here I'm with Ralph Bakshi, excuse me, standing over the shoulder of the artists who were drawing by hand Bilbo and Frodo and Gandalf, you know. So to see that creative element come together is like, whoa, you know. So for us to grasp now what we've been given is truly amazing. So all I can say is that, you know, gee whiz, we are so honored to be able to do what we're doing, you know, like so.
Yeah. Definitely. Being able to write it down, you know, just coming with it. I think, you know, with you, you know, you have your time to write it down.
Well, to have the technology to record and structure your music and to bring out the sounds. Oh, I want a violin here. I want these drums to go like that. I want like fucking Danny out of Tool. I need a Pink Floyd background here. You know, like, so to bring everything together like you're scoring a fucking film, and then you lay down the tracks after you've written your lyrics, and you have your whole premise and mix, and you fucking put in the moans and the groans, and then you say, okay, that's it. So that's basically what I did today for the song dedicated to you guys.
Awesome. And it's fantastic. Now, real quick, do you as far as when you record and whatnot, do you actually have a studio that you have where you do your work? Do you do it right from a computer?
No, I have an in-house studio here, and I, you know, go and headphones and mic and stuff, and mix and pick out what I want and structure the sound and lay down my lyrics, you know, interchange, remaster it, and you know, like I write my lyrics down as I was doing last night. When I was talking with you guys last night, I was writing lyrics down because, you know, you were giving me the names of the guys, Nick and Eric and Tom, and, you know, like Gavin with a Gayvn or whatever. So, you know, so here I was, you know, writing down all the stuff, and here my book here whether it was Grog Boys on your knees, blah blah blah, suck that bigger on your knees, sucking that bigger 12-inch cock, horse cock. Yeah, you did. so there you go. So here's my book of pictures.
Grog Boys is going to be an instant classic.
Definitely. I'm excited for that to hit the charts.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that cover at iTunes next week, because if they do, that is a cornerstone to your whole site.
Definitely.
Because it sets down that premise of, Grog Boys of Duty going out into space, and you've taken a captive guy back into your quarters, and he's leaning up against the wall ready to be fucked. Like, whoa.
Making Gavin our cum slave.
I know. You're fucking right. And he's, and you're going to have your way with this fucking guy that you've just taken back captive. Like, fuck, the Grog Boys are doing that? Whoa, where do I sign up? I want to be a Grog Boy.
Best place in town, Grog Boys forever.
Yes.
Fucking right. Yeah, the Grog Boys go out into space and bring back these fucking prisoners looking like that. Fuck. I want one of those fucking... Whoa. Hey, yeah. Fuck.
Now I have 2 requests. One more thing. Bloom 48, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Thanks for checking out the interview. One other thing I gotta say. Actually, there's 2. Can I get a special request from you, Grant? As far as can I get a message for Gavin?
Hey, Gavin Newsom, you mean, or the Gavin from the Grog Boys?
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom.
Gavin from Grog Boys.
Okay. Well, he just entered the fucking spectrum last night, so whatever. I think Tom and Greg, Gavin, whatever.
So, Greg, what's the request for Gavin?
The request for Gavin. I want you to... Okay, this is for everybody. This is for Gavin as well. As far as any piece of advice that you could give any of us in the stream, just, to follow, pursue our dreams, just do whatever it makes us happy. What is the quintessential form to being successful? What does it truly mean about being successful?
Well, I think ultimately is to have taken chances, to have thrown away, to be where you are. Because if you feel too comfortable with what you have in your suburbia motherhood, then you, can't really reflect back after you've made it. Because if everything is handed to you so easily, then, it's like Captain Cook who discovered, Vancouver. If you're not ready to set sail and discover new parameters or worlds, then you can't look back at one day per se. I mean, hey, it's fine to say that, Bill Gates was going to fucking Harvard, and in his garage, him and Paul Allen, who's in Macdonald, come up with fucking Microsoft, and isn't that wonderful? But sometimes, it's important to throw away what you have. Hey, gee whiz, I went out to Hollywood and I could have stayed with $100 million, but I said, I do not want the big old mansion, which I owned. That's not the end of my life, because when I went to Paris, I saw what Rodin contributed to this world, like the La Pensier. I've been to Paris many times, to the Musée Rodin, and down to Nice, and down to Rome, and then to, Firenze and Milano. And I think, sometimes just, take a chance, and go out there, whether it's, you say goodbye to mom and dad and you head out to Silicon Valley, fuck.
Definitely. I actually went out there back in 2013 with family, and that was the first time I had ever actually really gotten to experience UCLA. I actually, I had submitted plenty of requests to possibly go through, and I was actually accepted, but we didn't have the money at the time, and that was one big thing that really, just bugs me. I really wish I would have been able to just taken the time and really went out there and did something for myself. That was one thing that I missed.
But education onto itself, is this Greg or Tom?
Greg,
education onto itself is not necessarily the pinnacle. It's like Bill Gates, threw fucking Harvard away and look at Microsoft. So the fact is, sometimes what they're teaching at university is old hat. That's why when I said Silicon Valley, meaning Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
not necessarily, when you go out with the techies, excuse me, it's like, gee, of course I had the honor of being able to go to Paris and being motivated by Rodin, and Picasso was Scorpio, and he was the richest artist who ever lived with his wealth, his art. So he was a pretty smart guy in marketing, so I've always appreciated that factor. But I think, don't always be too comfortable, excuse me, with where you are. Just feel that, gee, sometimes, if it's the oil industry, don't be afraid to leave the cocoon and go out and discover and take a chance and whoa, walk the streets and, take a chance. Hey, that's like J.K. Rowling who wrote Harry Potter. Fuck, she was on welfare once, So, I mean, you go through these spectrums, and I think once you've made it and you've taken those chances, then you can fucking say, whoa, gee, look how far I have come from where I was. And those chances that you have taken, you can have the satisfaction of knowing that, as you look back and saying, gee.
Always experience life full-heartedly. Never take anything for granted.
Hey, listen, when I put that oil deal together on the street, I left Toronto. When my story starts out, the train clicks along in the darkness. I was motivated by Tolkien's Hobbit. Gee, there's Frodo out on a journey, gee whiz, with the help of Gandalf and a few other characters. But, excuse me, the journey is sometimes, one of the most important parts of your life. Don't be afraid to take that journey. Because after you've, made it, then you get much more satisfaction.
Definitely.
I put a $4 billion oil deal together because I went out to Alberta, did my geological surveys. Of course, I have given the opportunity because of my real estate connections and the project we put together to earn me the multi-millions. So that gave me the foundation to put the oil deal together in New York. But the fact of the matter is, it was still the journey leaving Toronto after motivated by Houston and New York to leave Toronto, go out to Alberta, do my geological surveys, meet with the executives, put it together in New York as an investment banker and see it going together in Wall Street. I mean, that, to me, is one of the greatest satisfactions I will ever have in my life. So to have all this music is profound, but, from the cornerstones of Wall Street, be it, Goldman Sachs, per se, and those brilliant investment bankers there, whether it's Warren Buffett per se, have worked darn hard to get where they are.
Oh yeah.
So to see these brilliant geniuses, do what they're doing, and the great, pioneers of America, whether it's the Fords or whether it's, Rockefellers, like in the oil industry, the pioneers and founders of the world, whether it's the Rothschilds in national banking, then there's been some brilliant people who have passed this world, so you got to realize that in a lot of cases, they've... the founding fathers, not necessarily as inheritors, because as I know, Getty's a total prick. But the fact is, the pioneers like George Getty, who founded Getty Oil Company, was a great guy, but he just happened to marry a Nazi. So Sarah Reicher supported Hitler with her wonderful little son, John Paul Getty, who had a big espionage, with file on him from the FBI, and he was bringing Nazis into New York. And then when Hitler, So this is why, they owe me like millions. So gee whiz, when Gavin's running for governor, I'm just hoping that they finally make my check out with a nice thank you card.
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, I bet Gavin Newsom's legs in the air, and I'm fucking his butthole deeper. So there you go. I'm getting the satisfaction, and my first fucking CD, $1 billion, or the guy's $1 billion, it really sucks. Hey, that launched my fucking musical career. So as I say to my mom and dad, the train clipped along the darkness, now I'm out to Hollywood to get into the movie industry, not for the money, because I had all kinds, I went out there to get into the movie industry, a creative project, and now I have it.
Definitely. That's, it's insane to see where you've come from and what you're doing now, and it's just like, I definitely commend you for that. Going through all the things just to make it happen, that really does inspire me to do more with myself, too.
Definitely.
Yeah, and there's sideways, it's like snakes and ladders. That's life. Snakes and ladders. Life is like the game Snakes and Ladders. I mean, how more basic can you get? You're climbing the fucking ladders, and all of a sudden, you're sliding down. Life is not an upward fucking climb constantly. There's sideways, and the fucking ladder goes upside down, and shit happens in life. You got to be able to deal with it and look at it positively, fuck. And then when you get up to the fucking top echelon or close to it or thereabouts, you appreciate all of it.
Yeah, as I always say, Rome isn't built in a night, and neither can a business or just any sort of dream that you have. You got to work towards it, and you have to really put yourself into what your work is.
Totally. And you got to be happy. You got to be happy. You got to find something that you're happy with. And not only that, don't knock up your fucking girlfriend and get cornered into a fucking job that you don't like, or have babies to appease your parents, and fuck that shit. Live your life the way you want to. Live your life. Hey, do it the way you want it. Fuck.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's pretty much the same mindset that I've had, especially even going into Twitch. You have so many other people doing what you're trying to do, and you got to just do something different. And I think that's the one reason why I've just had such a fun success with the internet and just as many different people as I could find. So that's
exactly
definitely.
That's why you techies are bringing the World Wide Web and the internet and technology and products, so well together. Like now you guys demand, being on Terra, quadrillion, quad, this multi-dimensional stuff that works, that's tight, because you guys are using so much power. It's like space travelers, like you just got to go, that, you got to be able to reach out to Jupiter, fuck this shit about going just to Broadway, So you demand the best, and that's why you're putting such high quality products out in the world of computers.
Definitely.
So
Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys.
Yeah. Space Cowboys. For sure.
Definitely.
So but it's the satisfaction of using technology. I think that's what, this whole spectrum is allowing us to do. So, just to appreciate, what we have at our fingertips is mind blowing.
Definitely.
So, oh yeah.
You ask fucking Tesla, you ask fucking Elon Musk, the PayPal, and the boys who put eBay together, and the Google boys, little Larry and Brandon, those boys from Google, and it's just so fucking amazing. But in my world of music, I've always been such a music guy. So for me to be able to do this, with a cutting edge and lyrics and have fun with it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. Absolutely, to be able to laugh at this stuff sometimes and say, fuck, whoa, deeper, fuck.
Hot-watered frat boy particles.
Hey, check this out. I think on my fucking tombstone, I'm going to get them to put deeper on it.
That'd be fantastic.
Go out with a bang and deeper into the ground. That's fat.
Yeah, fucking right. Fucking right.
Oh man. Well, does anybody else in the chat? Do any of you guys have any other questions? I know we spent some time. We talked to Grant. We got some more questions answered. Do any of you guys have any other questions in the chat for Grant? Anything like that? I know if you guys are willing, towards the end of it, if you guys would like to make a donation to the Red Cross, would be very much appreciated to do that. I know Tom donated.
Great people out in Texas. Holy hell.
Definitely. Let them know, that you care, and I hope you guys have really enjoyed this thus far. I think we've had such a good experience with everything in general, and again, I just want to say thank you so much for this whole interview, Grant. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and it's been fantastic.
I just am so honored and thrilled, you know, that my fans are enjoying my music and having fun with it. And if we see the Grog Boys, evolve such a phenomenal project that adds on to what you've already, you know, created there, then it would just be a thrill.
Definitely.
So I'm just, you know, I'm humbled and so appreciative of my fans out there that, you know, from the jockstrap cowboy days, you know, and shucks Luke, you sure are hung.
Oh, hey, we got another question. There's a guy in chat, Siglance. He actually wanted to ask Grant, is there ever a chance that you would make a song about John Cena?
Who the fuck is John Cena?
John Cena is a wrestler from the WWE.
Not necessarily. I always try to pick really super cool guys, like fucking, you know, like Tom Brady type. Is he a Tom Brady type or Tim Tebow? Crosby.
Adam McQuaid.
Adam McQuaid.
Yeah. Oh, fucking right. Yeah. Oh, Adam McQuaid. Fuck. Yeah. And then fuck, you know, yeah, just totally fun. So, you know, to be able to put stuff out, you know, like in the fucking showers, in the locker room, you know, against the wall, spread those legs.
all those hard buff cowboys in need of just getting fucked.
Their cocks throbbing hard. 18 cowboys and out of the yard.
Oh man, you know, it's just been such an enlightening experience, and you know, I definitely hope that we can do this again sometime because it's just been such a great experience.
I just have so much respect for you techie boys. You guys are just the pioneers of the whole fucking computer world, demanding, you know, high quality products that work.
Definitely.
So you guys deserve, you know, a lot of, because you guys are the space travelers and the cadets out there that are helping all of us with technology.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, I was actually going to say, closer towards the end, I think once we've concluded everything, I think we're definitely just going to, you know, for the last 9 minutes, we're going to definitely pay a tribute to the Grog Boys, the song that Grant, you know, kindly made for us. I'm going to let that whole song play through to the end.
That would be so
Definitely.
good.
I'm going to let that song play out for the end of it, and I think that'll be, you know, just about fantastic. But again, you know what? It's just been such a great experience with this.
That's a tribute to a couple of brilliant guys. So all I can say is that, you know, it's been an honor and a thrill to talk with my fans out there all over the world, and I'm just thrilled
Definitely.
that, you know, I got fans, you know, that touch base with my lyrics, and you know, excuse me, just totally grateful for my fans out there. So, you know, I like to be able to put out my products, and you know, like to get feedback. It's important, and I just love my fans. So, gee,
Definitely.
you guys are the best.
Definitely. And you know what? It just, you know, it brings heat to it. You know, we have you in here, and, you know, I just, like I said earlier, if we could definitely have you back for, you know, the Extra Life charity.
I'd be honored. You just, totally, October sounds cool. Send me an email, and one Saturday night or something, or whatever's best for you guys.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Cool. Definitely. Yeah. We'll keep up with that.
We can monitor, and, yeah, next fucking Gavin will be down on his knees begging to be fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well,
hey, Gavin will be begging for that big load of cum.
I think that one line in that one line in the Gavin song, yeah.
Buttered bone.
Making Gavin your bitch, that was probably my absolute favorite line.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, fucking right. Oh, fucking right. That is so good. My fucking bitch. Oh, that's fucking good. Yeah, that.
Real quick, Greg, I gotta get some self-love in here. Oh.
Hey, so that's what I mean. It's such a compliment.
Definitely. What were you saying, Tom?
Oh, I was just gonna say, you know, shout out to me hooking this up. Everybody watching, YouTube,
Definitely.
Whatever, Twitch, follow me, Instagram.
And my love goes out to fucking Texas, and hopefully, you know, they can, you know, get together and
Definitely
Washington relay, you know, a couple of $100 billion down to help them out. But ultimately, you know, don't drag the cross across fucking waters, because it ain't fucking real.
Definitely.
It's the love you got in your heart, and the compassion and respect that you can show for your fellow man. That's the most important thing that I'm trying to impart, and that there's cool guys out there that love cool guys.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it just
100%.
pays heat to it. You know, thank you guys for the follows. I know we got a new one. Kayuga Uzumaki, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. And you know what? I just want to say a big thanks to everybody that tuned in tonight. You know, we've been really hyping this up for the past, couple weeks. We've been really, just trying to get everything out there. And I've just been, all over the place wanting to make sure this happened. And we finally got it to happen. So again, thank you, Tom, for setting this up. And, a big special thanks to, my new buddy Grant. I really appreciate you being here, and I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to do this.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm looking forward to October.
Definitely.
I could have 300 new songs out by then.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit you up, get in for a charity stream. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and cool. Same way with the Ram Ranch.
Hey, I'm just honored to be with such brilliant wizards. So, you tech guys are just so fucking over-the-top cool. So brilliant.
Awesome. And yeah, and then the same way with the, whenever the Ram Ranch game starts to go a little bit farther, definitely let us know about that.
Hey, fuck, you guys may not even get out of the showers.
I'm so excited. But you know what? That'd be
great.
Hey, you may not get out of the showers. That'd be the toughest part.
Getting butt-fucked in the showers.
You could even turn that into a horror game. That would be fantastic.
Oh, a horror game. A horror game.
Trying to escape the Ram Ranch orgy in the shower.
Yeah, trying to get through the fucking shower.
Either trying to escape or trying to join in. The choice is yours.
Oh, listen, that's the toughest part, to get through those 18 fucking cowboys on their knees in the fucking showers, because you will not want to leave the fucking showers.
J9, thanks for the follow, man. Much appreciated here. But yeah, like I said, thank you so much for the time, Grant. It's been a fantastic interview with you, and I hope you had a good experience with us as well.
Oh, absolutely. You guys are the best.
Definitely.
And, thanks to all my fans all over the world. Love you. And looking forward to releasing, another 1,000 songs over the next while. And it'll just be going deeper and deeper and deeper.
Definitely. We're gonna be posting all the different links and stuff like that. So if you guys want to check out Grant on social media, feel free to hop down in there as well. And thank you guys for all the support that we've gotten through this.
You guys are the best. Thanks. Just so in awe of such technological brilliance that you Game Boys have. So you guys are the wizards of the whole web. So I really respect you guys.
Thank you.
Perfect. Anything before we sign off, Tom?
Nah. I think everything's. I'm good with everything.
Anything else from you, Grant? Anything you want to say to the people tuning in?
Let's just hope that Texas gets everything together down there, and they feed the hungry and distribute the water to the ones who need it, and look after everything down there. And just thrilled to talk with the smart guys.
Definitely.
Such pretty techies out there.
Definitely.
Actually, Greg, I do have something to add real
quick. Go
Hey,
for it.
Anybody, YouTube, Twitch, wherever the fuck you're watching, add me, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox, Childish House, only one H, one word. Hit me up.
Perfect.
Any single females out there? I got you. Hit me up. I'm here.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for everything. Much appreciated with all that. I'm going to get the song from SoundCloud loaded up for you guys. We'll end it off on a high note. Again, thank you so much for everybody tuning in. And again, thank you for, Ram Ranch, the whole project, and the whole 9 yards, Grant. Much appreciated. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning on to the interview. It brings my heart that, you guys are willing to support Texas and also just go through with the interview. I'm going to end it off here. Let me go ahead and pull up the SoundCloud, and we'll get this song rolling. You guys can actually hear the masterpiece. That is Grog Boys. So thank you again to everybody that's been here. I'm going to roll it out to the end of the stream. Thanks so much, guys. Much appreciated. I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.
Peace.
Okay, guys. Thanks. Best regards to you brilliant techies and Game Boys.
Definitely. Take care, guys.
Been an honor.
Much appreciated.
Okay, guys. Just work. Okay.
Yeah, Grog Boys, down in your knees. Bigger, boy cocks, gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you boys. Yeah, groggy duty boys. You wanna be fuck D boys. Yeah, big herd boy cocks. Gonna feed you loads of tongue. Yeah, grog duty boys. Spread those buttholes wide. Big herd boy cocks. Gonna come inside. Gonna fuck you boys. Yeah, grog of duty boys, down on your knees. Big herd biker boy cocks, gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you boys. Yeah, grog of duty boys, you wanna be butt fucked deep boys. Yeah, big herd biker boy cocks, gonna feed you loads and loads of cum. Yeah, grog duty boys, spread those buttholes wide. Big herd biker boy cocks, gonna come inside. Gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you boys. Yeah, Tom and Greg. And Nick, you're getting your wishes, boys. You're gonna fuck Gavin's sweet butthole. Deep. Yeah, Eric, fuck Gavin's butthole, boy. Yeah, Gavin loves to be fucked. Big herd cocks, fucking him, boy. Yeah, Gavin, swallow all that cum, boy. Yeah, Tom, ram that big herd cock deep down Gavin's throat. Yeah, Greg, fuck that boy deep. Big herd cocks, fucking. Gavin, sucking. Yeah, Tom and Greg. And Nick, you're getting your wishes, boys. You're gonna fuck Gavin's sweet butthole. Deep. Yeah, Eric, fuck Gavin's butthole, boy. Yeah, Gavin loves to be fucked. Big herd cocks, fucking him, boy. Yeah, Gavin, swallow all that cum, boy. Yeah, Tom, ram that big herd cock deep down Gavin's throat. Yeah, Greg, fuck that boy deep. Big herd cocks, fucking. Gavin, sucking. Yeah, Tom and Greg. And Nick, you're getting your wishes, boys. You're gonna fuck Gavin's sweet butthole. Deep. Yeah, Eric, fuck Gavin's butthole, boy. Yeah, Gavin loves to be fucked. Big herd cocks, fucking him, boy. Yeah, Gavin, swallow all that cum, boy. Yeah, Tom, ram that big herd cock deep down Gavin's throat. Yeah, Greg, fuck that boy deep. Big herd cocks, fucking. Gavin, sucking. Yeah, East Coast biker boys, gonna have their way with you guys. Yeah, got y'all stripped naked, big herd cock sticking straight out. Yeah, boys, bend over. Biker boys, gonna have their way with you. Gonna fuck you, boys. Yeah, take those big herd cocks deep up your buttholes, boys. Yeah, you love being butt fucked, boys. Yeah, big herd cocks, fucking. Cool, preppy boys from the East Coast, sucking. Yeah, East Coast biker boys, gonna have their way with you guys. Yeah, got y'all stripped naked, big herd cock sticking straight out. Yeah, boys, bend over. Biker boys, gonna have their way with you. Gonna fuck you, boys. Yeah, take those big herd cocks deep up your buttholes, boys. Yeah, you love being butt fucked, boys. Yeah, big herd cocks, fucking. Cool, preppy boys from the East Coast, sucking. Yeah, East Coast biker boys, gonna have their way with you guys. Yeah, got y'all stripped naked, big herd cock sticking straight out. Yeah, boys, bend over. Biker boys, gonna have their way with you. Gonna fuck you, boys. Yeah, take those big herd cocks deep up your buttholes, boys. Yeah, you love being butt fucked, boys. Yeah, big herd cocks, fucking. Cool, preppy boys from the East Coast, sucking. Yeah, Grog of Duty Boys, down on your knees. Big herd biker boy cocks, gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you boys. Yeah, Grog of Duty Boys, you wanna be butt fucked? Deep, 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 boys. Yeah, big herd biker boy cocks, gonna feed you loads and loads of cum. Yeah, Grog Duty Boys, spread those buttholes wide. Big herd biker boy cocks, gonna come inside. Gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you boys. Yeah, Grog of Duty Boys, down on your knees. Big herd biker boy cocks, gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you boys. Yeah, Grog of Duty Boys, you wanna be butt fucked? Deep, 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 boys. Yeah, big herd biker boy cocks, gonna feed you loads and loads of cum. Yeah, Grog Duty Boys, spread those buttholes wide. Big herd biker boy cocks, gonna come inside. Gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you boys. Yeah, Tom and Greg. You're getting your wishes, boys. You're gonna fuck Gavin's sweet butthole. Deep, 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 deep. Yeah, Eric. Fuck Gavin's butthole, boy. Yeah, Gavin loves to be fucked. Big herd cocks, fucking and fucking and fucking him, boy. Yeah, Gavin. Swallow all that cum, boy. Yeah, Tom. Ram that big herd cock deep down Gavin's throat. Yeah, Greg, fuck that boy. Fuck that boy deep. Big herd cocks fucking and fucking and fucking. Gavin sucking and sucking and sucking. Yeah, Tom and Greg. And Nick, you're getting your wishes, boys. You're gonna fuck Gavin's sweet butthole. Deep, 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 deep. Yeah, Eric, fuck Gavin's butthole, boy. Yeah, Gavin loves to be fucked. Big herd cocks, fucking and fucking and fucking him, boy. Yeah, Gavin, swallow all that cum, boy. Yeah, Tom, ram that big herd cock deep down Gavin's throat. Yeah, Greg, fuck that boy. Fuck that boy deep. Big herd cocks, fucking and fucking and fucking. Gavin sucking and sucking and sucking. Yeah, East Coast biker boys gonna have their way with you guys. Yeah, got y'all stripped naked, big herd cock sticking straight out. Yeah, boys, bend over. Biker boys gonna have their way with you. Gonna fuck you and fuck you and fuck you, boys. Yeah, take those big herd cocks deep up your buttholes, boys. Yeah, you love being butt fucked, boys. Yeah, big herd cocks fucking and fucking and fucking. Cool preppy boys from the East Coast, sucking is sucking is sucking. Yeah, East Coast biker boys gonna have their way with you guys. Yeah, got y'all stripped naked, big herd sticking straight out. Yeah, boys, bend over. Biker boys gonna have their way with you. Gonna fuck you and fuck you, boys. Yeah, take those big herd cocks deep up your buttholes, boys. Yeah, you love being butt boys. Yeah, big herd cocks fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking. Cool, boys from the East Coast, sucking is sucking. Cool, boys from the East Coast, sucking is sucking.